Yes, guys, you know what time it is. It's your boy David at the Irish Hotspur, Ireland's #1 Spurs fan, Ireland's #1 Harry Kane fan, and Ireland's only answer to Harry Kane. Bringing you your match review of today's crucial win, 4-2 win over Leicester City. And what a win it was. It was a good comeback from the lads. But look, before I will be joined by special guests, but I want to take this time to, I want to say a massive thank you to you, the Harris Army. I really do. For the support you guys have shown me this season. You know, to start my channel last week of October and to be sitting here today, you know, at nearly 2,500 subs, and the way you guys have supported me and everything else right throughout this season, it's been insane. Like it says here below me, I want to say a massive thank you to you guys for all the positions you have put me in. I'm so grateful to you and so thankful to you. And a big thank you from the bottom of my heart to every single one of you. But look, make sure you have smashed a like on the stream and subscribe on the channel. And also, don't be afraid to get them super chats in with your opinions, with your thoughts on was Harry Kane's hugs on the pitch, were they goodbye hugs, were they congratulation hugs for the golden boot? You know, Gareth Bale's comments about he's not going to tell us what he's doing till after the Euros because it'll cause chaos. Yeah, you know, finally, St. Tottenham's Day for 5 years running has been put to bed. What more do you want? You know, happy days there. Arsenal fans were all sitting there, you know, before the final whistle because their game finished, I think, 10 minutes earlier than ours. Oh, we're going to finish above them, St. Tottenham's Day. And then they were acting like, oh, we don't care. They're the ones that invented St. Tottenham's Day. You know what I mean? So they can sit there and say they don't care all they want. They clearly did. You know, and let me know your thoughts on the Europa Conference League. And also, it's a great way to show the support for your channel, like you guys always have done. So, look, let's welcome a few people into the building as well. Let's welcome a few. Let's see who we've got. So we have, well, that's myself. Yeah, that's just me saying thank you to everybody. Matt Lovin says, want an apology for every person saying Bale can't score against big teams. No, I won't be giving an apology anyway, Matt Lovin. Mr. Edwardson, he says, it felt like a cup final today. Don't know why. It's because there was a lot hanging on the line, my man. I'd say that's why. Big up Island Life as well. Island Life is in the building. Who else have we got? We've got Caleb Newsom. He says after the match, it looked like it was his last game because all the players looked like saying goodbye. Yeah, I'll be touching on that, my man. Sue Smith is in the building. Big up, Sue Smith. How are you keeping? She says Harry is on a long contract, 3 years left. It won't be easy getting his move. No, 100%. I agree with you. You know, Daniel Levy holds all the cards. Dtrex, Jurex, Kane, no more Mason. Come on, you Spurs. Wink, Sanchez, Toby Reglon, and Little Ali were so shit today. I was surprised with your mate Doherty, but still Neil the rebuild and start fresh. Yeah, Doherty actually put in a good performance today, to be fair to him. But you know, to save is probably good performance to the last game of the season. It's not good enough. But I agree with that list. Dtrex, my man. How are you keeping? We also have Julio. In the building says Spurs are going to have to splash millions. Well, Jordan Stevens in here. He's fresh off the press with the hot news. According to Ali Gold, and I have seen this, Levy has decided who will be the new manager and should be announced in the next 7 to 10 days. And just to add to that, Jordo, also, you know, apparently the manager is coming in on guarantees that there will be money spent this summer and big money. So we'll wait and see what that holds, Jordan. But everybody, you know, let me know who you think this new manager is. Let me know. In the comments. Big off Chris, channel member, same as Jordan Stevens. Absolute legend. This guy was on the show yesterday. Actually, Jordan, man, I hope you're keeping well, man. I haven't heard from you in a while, and I hope all is good with you, man. Chris says, even and all, smash a like and support the Harris Army and get your super chats in. No, 100%, Chris. Thank you so much for your support, man. I really do appreciate it. And guys, like Chris says, you know, get your super chats in. Especially when the chat hots up, because everybody knows I do try to keep up the comments, but sometimes they go a bit crazy. So don't be afraid to get them in, and it guarantees that your comment will be read out. And me, and when the panel arrives, we'll be discussing your comments. Jordan C. Stevens also says, add Sanchez to that list. 100%. Screw in the tuna. Big up, Simon. I'll be in contact with you over the next week, my man. I'll get you on. And he says, I would rather not be in that crappy European competition. I can see where you're coming from, Si, but look, me personally, I would rather actually be in the competition, to be honest with you. I'd rather have some sort of Europe than no Europe. And being honest, Si, it'd be hard sitting here tonight you know, seeing Arsenal glow. Oh, we got one over on them again, this, that, and the other. So in a way, I'd rather be in it than not in it. You know what I mean? Because I definitely couldn't have Arsenal having it. Luke Trineman says, "Come on, you Spurs! Screw the Arsenal scum." 100%, Luke. 100%. I agree with you, my man. Daniel Field is in the building. Says, "Spring clean this spring's instep." 100%, my man. Let's see who else we have. We have John's Fitzpatrick. Big up, John. Represent the Irish over in Australia. How you keeping, my man? Says, "Big up, David, and all the Harris Army." No, big yourself up, my man, John. I hope you're keeping well. It's good to see you. Will Stewart's as well is in the comments. He will be coming on the show, lads. We're joined by John Cooper. John Cooper, man, I hope you're getting on well in Mexico. I really do. I hope you have a ball out there, and I hope finally you've got that sombrero that you've been having a hard on for, my man. And he says, "Personally, I'd rather not be in Europe. We could do with a season without it to rebuild." Yeah, I fully 100% understand where you're coming from, John. But look, if it means Arsenal can't have something to gloat about, I'd rather have it. So I'm happy. Paul Markey says, "Conference League is a nothing competition and a distraction. We should play the under-18s." Yeah, look, in the early rounds, the thing is we can play the youth players or the fringe players in that until we get to the last stage, much like we did with the Europa League this season. Big up, Brian C, with the big super chat. What an absolute legend. I really do appreciate it, my man. Thank you so much. A good Irishman and really does show a lot of support for the channel. He says, "Your positivity and dedication was rewarded today, David." Thank you so much, Brian. I really do appreciate it. Massive summer ahead with much to sort out and resolve. But today was a good day with the win, and to finish above that lot. Hashtag Harris Army and come on, you Spurs. No, 100%, Brian C. Look, you know my feelings on it, man. I was speaking to you today on Twitter about it. That look, I just wanted to finish above Arsenal. I wanted the European spot. You know, because we'd be even more of a laughing stock if we didn't get the European spot, Brian C. You know what I mean? And big up. I really do appreciate all your support over the season, my man. I really do. You're an absolute gent, my man. We have Oscar Bell in the building as well. Says, "I just hope we play our youngsters in that. The experience for them could be crucial." We have Carlos Blanco. "Hey, David. Glad to finish ahead of the Gunners." 100%, my man. Dan Davenport. Big up, Dan Davenport. Channel member says, "It could be Zidane as the new big-name manager. As rumours are, he has stepped down as Real manager." I haven't seen them rumours, to be honest with you, Dan. But you know what? The timing of when it came out and on, and with PSG, and wait, kind of like to decide to see if PSG won the league. I wonder, is it just a part of me has that feeling? Is it Pochettino coming back to Tottenham and the money's there? You know, I could be dreaming, but you never know, Dan. You never know, my man. Emily Dunn says, "Well done, David." Hashtag Sam. You know, thank you, Emily Dunn, for all your support throughout the season as well. I really do. I really, really do appreciate it. Mr. Nick says, "Ten Hag." Hot God 10 says, "I'm hoping to bring back Poch or Brendan Rodgers. Come on, you Spurs. The smasher. Imagine if Winks had made that clinical tackle when they were through." I don't get me started on Winks' performance today, man. Philip Brady, Gattuso has left Napoli. Yeah, I've seen that name banded around. I'm not sure how I feel about Gattuso. You know, that whole thing with Joe Jordan with Milan back in the day. You know, I don't know if that'll go down well. Spandan Samaran says, "Bale is back." Yeah, look, he scored 2 goals today. Credit to the guy. Chris El Nino says, "Yo, lads, congrats to everyone today." No, thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate it. Roland O'Sullivan, "Who you want as manager?" Do you know what? I put it out a couple of on frenemies there a while ago. My preferred choice was Brendan Rodgers or Conte, but you know, I'd love Poch to come back. If that happened, it would be amazing. But to be honest with you, I don't know. Ten Hag, look, if whoever comes in, obviously I want it to work out, and you know, but what I'm expecting from the news, I'm expecting not to be the likes of Harry Potter, Scotty Starstruck, who has, you know, Nuno. I'm expecting not to be names from the news that was from the news and the rumours I've seen. I'm expecting a big name, guys. I'm expecting a big name. Daniel Nichols says, "Did Dave fall asleep after being up 24/7 the last 2 weeks?" No, man, I'm here, my man. I'm here. Don't worry about that. Luke Holloway, "Big yourself up," says, "Winks should change his name to Cat Stevens because he was T for the Tillemans today." 100%. Bob Squash says, "The message stays the same. Enoch out." 100%. Ray Martin, "Thank you for this great channel. I did not find it until the last 6 games of the season, but looking forward to next season. Come on, you Spurs." And Ray Martin, I really do appreciate the man. You know, such nice words about the channel. Thank you so much. And guys, there's a lot to look forward to over the summer. You know, in a way, this show puts an end to a long day for me and a long season. But look, you know, the content doesn't stop here. The content keeps coming out. The frenemies is going to keep coming. And the Irish Hotspur review with Jack and Nicky will keep coming. The Spurs stories keep coming. I even have a couple of surprises on them in the works. So just bear with them as well. I have stuff for the Euros with the sponsor, with the app where we can all get in. I'll have my own league where you, the Harris Army, you can join and you can get in your score predictions and stuff like that. And I'll put a prize up for the winner for everyone to take for grabs. So that's in the process as well. So everybody, there's a lot to look forward to over this summer. Lionel Messi, big yourself up. We also have Michael Cronley Gray. Say you're happy with today and glad to see the league over. Big up, Mikey, absolute legend. Another follower of the channel. A very good mate of mine as well. Look, I'd say you're happy, my man, with getting you know, a Champions League after a long, tough season for Liverpool as well. So big yourself up, Mikey, and thank you so much for the comment and everything you do for me, man. I really do appreciate it. I'm glad the league's over. It's kind of bittersweet because it's a couple of months without Tottenham Hotspur. But in a way, you know, we can go into next season with renewed optimism, hopefully a fresh squad, new manager, new direction, and see where it takes us. So big up, Mikey. We have Anthony Gray as well. Says great channel. No, thank you, my man. Dawson 297 at least. After the shit we have all been put through, we can smile that we finished above Arsenal. Yeah, 100%. You know, you have to take the joy where you can get it. Even though sometimes it's only a little bit, you have to take it where you can get it. We have Mark McKevitt. Thanks, man, for the content from Brum, from I presume that's Birmingham. No, thank you so much for tuning in. Look, guys, as much as everyone's thanking me for the content, this channel would be nothing without you guys and the support and everything else you guys continually show me and that you have throughout the whole season. And the way you just back me, even with the super chats, the channel memberships and everything else, it's insane. And I really do appreciate every single one of you helping me follow my dream, like I keep saying. And like I always say, none of these fan channels will work without the fans. So through the Harris Army, that really does keep this going. We have Mr. House. Conference League should be played by the youth. Main players focus on the league. Yeah. Tim Man 007. Hey, happy St. Woolwich's Day, Dave. My man. No, big up, Tim Man. I'm absolutely delighted, lad. I'm so happy. You know, I couldn't have them celebrating, and because they'd rub it in. We fall for it every time, you know. The North London Derby comes around, we all be nicey, and we don't give it to them because we're afraid if they win, we'll take the stick. Well, I'll give it to them at every opportunity, and I have done on my Twitter as soon as the game ended. So, yeah, it's all fun and games, isn't it? Paul Markey says, great channel. Dave Tynan's in as well. Thank you, David, for doing these streams. No, again, thank you to you, the fans. Thank you, Dave. Kudos. Happy St. Woodridge's Day, David. No, happy to you. We have Shepherd as well. Big up, Shepherd. We also have Border Patrol as well. We've Connor Cusack, Ian Harding. We've so many. Philip Brady, big up Philip Brady as well. Great to have an Irish angle on Spurs. Philip, my man, I will be in contact. I did get your email today and I will get back to you. Don't worry about that, lad. Do not worry about that. Pete from the lane as well. Big up Pete from the lane. I hope you are keeping well, man. You and your son. I hope you are doing well. Massive rebuild needed in the summer. I'm excited to see what happens next season. No, same here. John Cooper's show. Simeone would be brilliant, but not happening. Yeah, I would agree with that. It's probably not going to happen. Probably maybe, but John, do you think fans would probably accept Simeone because you know they got on, and especially you got on Mourinho's back for being defensive. So you know, would you accept that at Tottenham, Johnny boy? Joseph THSE 81. Now you're the legend, my man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all the kind words. And there's so many is in here. Yous are all legends. Thank you so much for all your kind words. I really do appreciate it. But guys, get in the comments and let me know who you want in as your next manager. And also, like I said before, don't be afraid to get them super chats in, guys. But look, you know, we will get into a bit about the game. The starting lineup that Ryan Mason picked. I was very shocked to see Harry Winks in there again. Very shocked to see Harry Winks in there again after his no-show against Aston Villa, after him running around with Jack Grealish. You know what I mean? Every opportunity he got, was asking him questions about his hair. It was like, oh, Jack, you know, what hairspray do you use? Oh, Jack, what shampoo do you use to keep that shine in your hair? Oh, Jack, you know, should I use antifreeze or do I need volume in my hair? What you thinking, you know? Absolutely ridiculous. And then today, at one stage, when he got his yellow card, right? So he pulled out of the challenge by kicking the ball away. then tried to get back and win the ball after him kicking it away, and then gave away a free kick and got yellow card for it. The guy's an absolute idiot. The guy's just a moron. You know, I want to give a massive shout out to Doherty. I've been very critical of him this season. Look, again, you know, it shouldn't take a full season for him to produce the goods. But at the same time, you know, he put in a performance when we needed it today. So, you know, fair play, credit where credit's due. Davinson Sanchez starting ahead of Dyer. I was shocked in a way, but I was kind of expecting, you know, Dyer to be dropped and maybe put in Sanchez or Rodon to use their pace. Because, you know, with Vardy and Iheanacho, I was expecting either Sanchez or Rodon to be put in for their pace to counteract that. And in fairness, although Sanchez gave away the penalty and probably was at fault for the first goal, letting the ball go over his head, I know Toby gave away the tackle, but, you know, it was in behind Sanchez first and Vardy got the ball and cut across Sanchez. But, you know, he made that block on Vardy and he done well there. But honestly, that second penalty, I know a lot of people aren't saying it's a penalty, but seriously, right? Think about this. The guy is holding Jamie Vardy's hand, right? And it's basically like, come on, Vardy, we go for a meal and I'll bring you to the cinema and then you can come back and score the penalty. Like some of the brain dead stuff we have to put up with as Spurs fans. And I'm not going to lie, I was raging at halftime. I was raging come 70 minutes. I was raging when I seen Gareth Bale smiling on the sidelines, but he came on and saved the day. So big up Gareth Bale. I do have 2 super chats I need to get to quickly. And we are going to welcome Will Stewart in. But before we let Will Stewart have his say, big up Will, I want to get to these 2 super chats. We have 2 super chats to get to here. We have one from Joseph, thfc 81. Says Levy failed to do the rebuild and has lost more money, though no UEFA Champions League. Poch payout, Jose's wages and payout. We need many of these players gone now. Yeah, no, 100%. I agree with you. He failed to do the rebuild that Poch told us that was needed. You know, he sacked 2 managers without doing the rebuild. But look, the news coming out, Joseph, is that we have a manager coming in and that it's supposed to be a heavy hitter and that there's going to be money there for him to spend. That's the news. Don't shoot me if it's not true. But maybe this season has maybe scared, and the fact that the ENIC out movement was picking up has maybe scared him a little. And maybe he realises that he does really need to put money at the core of this to be able to solve this, plus putting in the right personnel. Big up, Joseph, my man. I really do appreciate the super chat. And now we have an absolute massive one. Absolute massive one. I really don't know what I've done to deserve this. But Amzo, my man, honestly, that's insane. I really do appreciate that. That's incredible. The big £50. Oh, my God, man. I really didn't do that to deserve that. But I really do appreciate it, my man. He says, the Irish Hotspur, you deserve a donation for the great work you have produced on behalf of Spurs supporters. You are truly the realest Spurs supporter with great positivity and confidence on YouTube. See you next season. Come on, you Spurs, in a cow. Honestly, Amzo, you're going to get you're tearing me up, man. I don't deserve these kind words and these massive donation. I really do appreciate it. Look, all I wanted to do when I started my channel was just get my voice heard, get my voice out there on a regular basis. You know, the We Are Tottenham TV gave me the bug for it. But after that, I was getting my voice out there and getting it out on a regular basis and seeing who liked the channel and wanted to come along for the ride. And it's just worked out. So, man, I really do appreciate that, and I don't deserve it. So thank you. Thank you so much. And everyone else, you know, feel free to put in donations to the channel and your opinions and your thoughts. But look, I want to welcome Will Stewart. Will, you know, we avoided St. Totteringhams today. Are you happy, my man? Amzo, you're too generous.
Yeah, and I think big up to Amzo. I mean, that's an amazing super chat there. I think he's the same gentleman who did the £100 super chat over there on We Are Tottenham TV earlier today.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so he's a big man, and trust me, a lot of work goes into these shows, and for people to support the channel like that is absolutely brilliant. And you're a legend, my man. So thank you very much for supporting David.
Thank you so much, man. Honestly, you're going to make me tear up. It's a sad end to the season. It's bittersweet, but yeah, Will, what's your thoughts?
I mean, my thoughts for me is, you know, am I happy with the way the season went about? No. Am I happy about the result today and the fact that we finished above the lot down the road? 1,000,000,000%. My voice is hoarse from yelling and screaming and cheering. To do with that and singing songs. Come down off that high a little bit, but you know, still here, and you know, being on the channels and doing what we can do, and we were both over on Bob's channel earlier. I had to dip out because I had to go take a wee, not in a cup, by the way, just a regular one. And yeah, now I'm here.
Yeah, no, honestly, look, just as much as I just want to say this as well, just as much work as I put in, it's also the guys that take their time out to come on the channel the way they do, the likes of Will Stewart, the likes of bobspur, the likes of Danny Kyriacou, Jack Kanicki. I want to put a special mention out there as well for Marcelo. That guy's been here with me from the start,
100%.
along with Matt Hayes, who actually helped me get my channel up and running. So a massive shout out to them two guys as well. A massive shout out to Kieran and Will for helping me with thumbnails and everything else that I've needed picture-wise for the channel to help it look better and get better and grow. I want to say also a massive shout out to the We Are Tottenham TV boys as well for everything they've given me this season, and the trip to England, the pre-match pump-up. It's been an insane journey. And Paul Markey with a super chat here as well. Big up Paul Markey. Big whisper coming from Chris Sutton. Bielsa has had his head turned. Look, if it's Marcelo Bielsa, Paul Markey, we'll definitely have one very happy and excited Marcelo. You think he's been loud this season, he's going to be even louder next season, Paul Markey. But Bielsa, to be honest with you, I don't know if it's true, because Bielsa, as weird as this is, he actually doesn't go to any capital cities. Any country he's gone to, he hasn't gone to the capital. He doesn't like the capital lifestyle and stuff like that. So, look, I don't know who it is, but it's exciting. Will, just quickly, any thoughts on who the next manager could be, man?
Anybody whose initials aren't RM, I'm right now, I'm okay with. I'm not, no, that's a lie. I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with Graham Potter. I'm not okay with Parker. I want someone who is going to be able to control and get rid of the deadwood, not be run over by them. To me, that's the most important part. We got to get this deadwood out of the club. Until we do, the cancer is just going to continue to fester. We're going to have season like this, season after season, until we can get out the players that need to go. And for me, for my focus, that's priority number one. Is really looking to get these players out. And then, because if you have a manager who's weak in spirit or in character, he's going to end up having to put up with these players and use them and get torn off and torn up, And like Dan Davenport says there, who says, what about Zidane? Do I think that Zidane is a, technical genius? No, but he does know how to get rid of players he wants to get rid of. So I don't think him and Levy would get along very well, but hey.
Yeah. No, 100%, 100%. Look, we have to give Shamu his big Ric Flair.
Woo!
So Shamu, woo! We done it, Shamu. We finished above the scum. I do actually just want to bring up we have some of the scum in here. Let's wind them up a little. This is what I love. This is what I enjoy doing. We have them. Me and Will are sitting here. We went fishing. We baited the rod. And we have them. We're going to start reeling them in right now, one by one. Look, you can sit there and give it all you want. You guys are sitting there. Your game's finished, I think, like 5-10 minutes ahead of ours. You guys are sitting there, we're going to finish above Tottenham, saying Tottenham on the stage. You not see your man in the stadium with the sign. The closest. I actually heard latest rumor that guy's going to be in the new Where's Wally book because he made himself look like an absolute plonker. What a divvy, honestly. And to you salty gooners, I'm absolutely loving life. You can shove St. Tottenham days right up where the sun doesn't shine. And, and you can also enjoy watching us Spurs fans, in the back and beyond, midweek, playing European football. Because at the end of the day, watching Tottenham on a Thursday night, you don't play at all because you're fucking shy. Oh, what a feeling, what a night. Good night, Gooner. Enjoy your sleep, or you probably won't be able to sleep because your club is in decline. But I'm absolutely loving it, giving it to you. I am absolutely loving it.
I sang that song all day today. That's why my voice is gone.
My voice is gone because I've been streaming all day today. Pre-match pump up, then You know, the post-match fan show, Bob's show, and then this show. It's been insane, man. Same as you. You've been on the go all day. You always are every day as well. But everybody else, look, keep getting in your super chats with your opinions and your thoughts. And even if you just want to show appreciation for the channel, you know, thank you so much for everybody that has super chatted. You know, Paul Markey, we have Amzo with the big one as well, and Brian C as well. These are all legends. Thank you so much. But Will, the starting lineup, we will start the starting lineup. Can you tell me what Wink's done to justify starting again, today after his absolute fangirling of Jack Grealish on Wednesday night?
Yeah, no, I mean, absolutely nothing. Winks. I mean, you heard what I said in the WhatsApp group, right? I mean, I was so angry of those little scoop passes he was doing over the top into nothingness, basically giving the ball away. And I was so mad. I was like, I'm gonna fly to London and chop both of his legs off if he does another one of those things. I mean, look,
just
you guys
quickly,
gotta go.
I just want to give a shout out, happy birthday to Tony 89 Hal thfc. We got the win for your birthday, man. I hope you've enjoyed your day. Happy birthday,
100%. And I like your thumbnail too for your photo. That's classic.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, no, it's cool, honestly. But what do you make of Harry Winks' performance today? I was just speaking before you came on. I was just speaking about the yellow card incident, you know. But Will, what annoys me beforehand, right, was a breaking ball. Now, instead of just going in and crunching the tackle like a man, he kicked the ball away because he didn't want to get the tackle, right? And then he ended up having to run after it, and then brought him down and gave the yellow card away. You know, and then he was pulling out of tackles all game. You know, if we lost today, a lot of it would have been on him for his performance today. You know, he was getting chewed up there. Honestly, what do you make of Harry Winks' performance? Am I getting on his back too much, or was it as dreadful as I thought it was?
No, it was dreadful. Harry Winks was dreadful. And look, I've been saying it for the last 5 matches that Ryan Mason's been in charge. I've caught a lot of heat for it. But everybody saw today what Lucas Moura can do playing in that number 10 role, coming in, changed the game, and we saw what happened. And the fact that he wasn't playing over the last 5 weeks, the fact that he was taken out of the cup match when he was obviously the best player on the pitch, it's 100% Ryan Mason's responsibility. 100%. And
no.
It almost looked to me, there were people, I've seen people on Twitter say, it almost looked like to me they were intentionally trying to lose. Like Ryan Mason was literally trying to throw matches with his team selections. And come on.
Yeah, 100%. Look, what do you make of Davinson Sanchez's performance today? It's a bit of a mixed bag, isn't it, Will? Because, like, on one hand, like what I was saying on the pre-match pump-up is that Sanchez was included to counteract the pace of Vardy and Iheanacho. And one of the blocks he made on Vardy, where his pace got him across and he was able to block Vardy's shot, it, in a way, justified him being picked. But then he was at fault for both penalties, Will. Surely he has to be a player that we have to try and get rid of in the summer as well. Because he's not even good enough to be backup.
Yeah, no, I mean, and plus you could probably get decent money for him, surprisingly or not. So, yeah, I mean, no, I think him and Dyer both need to go. Look, like I said over on Bob's show, man, I think it's just first priority for me this season is literally just have a garage sale. You know, put the players' kits and boots out in front of the training ground and put price tags on them and just let people come in and you know, make offers on almost everybody. To be honest with you. 100%.
Look, Daniel Levy's going to have to learn. He's going to have to take a price cut on some of these players. And I don't want to hear any of this. Where's the money coming from? They made money. Joe Lewis made money over the lockdown. You know what I mean? So I don't want to hear any of this.
£300 million or something like that he netted over the lockdown period.
Yeah, and this is a guy that tried to furlough staff on every one of you guys watching as taxpayers' money. You know what I mean? So he's actually made money over lockdown. So there's money in the club. Ray Martin here with a super chat. Big up, Ray Martin. Really appreciate it, man. It looked to me like Vardy hooked his hand onto Sanchez if that were true, would it be a penalty, and could VAR overrule it? If that was true, no, it wouldn't be a penalty because he's hooked his hand on. Would VAR overrule it? To be honest with you, Ray, you know what VAR's like this season. You see it one week, something's given, the next week it's not. So kind of, for me, like, this is the issue with VAR as well. It was brought in to eliminate, like, human error and, it being like an individual's decision. But at the end of the day, it's still the individual's decision when they're sitting in the chair making it, because like we've seen so many this season, 1 week it's given, 1 week it's not. So, but to be honest with you, I couldn't tell you, Ray, whether it would be overruled by VAR. Probably should have been overruled by VAR, but look, it is what it is. But what do you think, Will? Do you have an answer? Do you know if it would have been overruled by VAR?
Well, I mean, they looked at it, so they had an opportunity to overrule it, and they didn't. So the last half, I do think that Vardy hooked him. I think it was a pretty weak penalty. VAR could have had an opportunity to overrule it, and they didn't. So, yeah. I mean, the Toby one too. I don't know what Toby's doing. He's way more experienced than that to go hanging a leg out. Yeah, Sanchez should never let the ball come across that way, and lose him in the first place. But Toby shouldn't have hung his leg out there like that. Like once you get turned,
it was lazy. I was raging when I seen it.
Yeah. You go for the ball and you miss, and then you kick your leg back to try to get a loose ball that you think is going to be that's popping around. There's no need to do that, especially because watching it back, I think Reguilon was right there, maybe 2 or 3 yards to the left of Toby, and he could have stepped up and taken on Vardy if Toby missed. So there was no reason to hang the leg out like he did.
Yeah,
and it's just silly mistakes like that. I was livid up until that point,
I was raging. It was so lazy, and it's kind of indicative of what we've seen this season. And I was just like, here we go again. But we do have to credit the team. They stuck to the task and they did get the job done. But big up Ray Martin for the super chat. I really do appreciate it. Everyone else, keep getting your super chats in. The chat is flying. We have over 200 people watching right now. It's insane. Some of you guys should be in bed. I know you have work tomorrow, but it's insane. So yeah, when the chat is busy, everybody does know I try to keep up with the comments. I really do. But when the chat is flying like it is, your super chat guarantees that we will sit here, we'll discuss your comment, and that it does get read out. But other than that, I will try and keep getting everybody's comments up. So keep getting the super chats in. Speaking of which, we actually have one here from Brad Matthews. Big up, Brad Matthews. You're so generous, my man. I really do appreciate it. And he says, thanks for getting me through lockdown. Don't underestimate what you and the Spurs YouTubers do. It's hard times, but we're getting through it. Promise I'll join and maybe we can do my Spurs story. No, Brad, look, email me below. My email is in the link below, along with Will's channel as well. For anyone wants to get over and check out thfc rants. My email address is in the description below this, Brad. Email me and we'll sit down and we'll get your Spurs story done and we'll get it out, my man. I really do appreciate the super chat. You're too generous. And look, I did say at the very start of the video, but why I have over 213 members of the Harris Army tuning in. First of all, make sure you do smash a like on the stream and subscribe on the channel. But no, down to serious business. Honestly, everything that's happened to me this season, I was saying at the start, I started my channel, last week of October. And to where I'm sitting now, nearly on 2,500 subscribers, my own pump-up show on We Are Tottenham TV, which is insane. Being a part of the Matt Hayes watch-alongs and you guys being able to help me follow my dream and try and do this full-time. And honestly, you guys, I owe everything to you. I'm so grateful to you guys. The way you've received me, the way you've constantly tuning into my show, spreading the word. You know what I mean? It's unbelievable. And everything that's happened to me this season is because of you guys. And this channel wouldn't run without you guys. It wouldn't run without you guys viewing, putting the comments in, keeping the likes of us going, especially when things are getting hard. I really do appreciate the kind word, Brad Matthews. I really do. Guys, you have to stop it. You're getting me emotional. It's the last post-match, last match review of the season. You're getting me emotional. You have to stop with the kind words, lads. You really do. But thank you so much, Brad. I really do appreciate the super chats, man. Another player to touch on today was Doherty. Surprisingly, Will, he actually put in a good performance. And I might even start bringing out the Irish Roberto Carlos again.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to go that far yet. A lot of his balls.
Just quickly, before everybody says Roberto Carlos a left back, I know, but he's the best fullback I ever remember playing the game. So that's why I'll call him the Irish Roberto Carlos. Sorry, man. And big up
Yeah,
Brian
but
Dagan
I
in the
mean,
building.
his balls into the box were still pretty poor, but the rest of his play was pretty good today. And defensively, he was sound. Look, I think defensively, he's always except for the Arsenal match. Defensively, he's never been that bad. I think it really just depends on who he's having to go up against, and you know, if it's a slim, pacey guy who can wiggle in and around him, he's got problems. But
Yeah.
Did all right today. Did all right.
Yeah, no, he put in a performance. We needed it. Look, I've said this to people already, we shouldn't have to wait to the last game of the season to see a proper performance from the man. But look, at the end of the day, he helped us get the win today. He is an Arsenal fan, so it's probably bittersweet for him not being able to celebrate, say, Tottenham's Day. But look, it is what it is. Thank you, Matt, for today. Nigel Gates, an absolute legend as well. This guy, he says VAR is an official behind a TV screen, overriding another official on the pitch. Not sure too many overrides will get done. One official telling another he's stupid. Yeah, 100%. Big up Mary McGee. And she's just letting everybody know about the Alistair Gold news. I've already broke it, Mary. Thank you so much for your support as well. I really do appreciate it. There's a comment I want to get to here as well from it's Niall G, I think it is. I love this. It's funny because it just shows the Harris Army don't miss a trick. And he says, when you get Roman Wenger on Irish, I saw on Twitter. Yeah, look, you know I have the balls to go and ask some of these players to come on my channel. Yeah, it's in the works. He's agreed he'd do something. It's just about getting the time and day. Also, Dean Austin has got back to me. He'll be making an appearance on the channel as well. So, guys, if you have any questions for these guys that you do want me to put to them when I be getting their Spurs stories, put them in the description below this video, and I'll put them to them. But yeah, you don't miss a thing. Neil G. They should be coming on, and I should be getting stuff out with them over the summer, my man. But yeah, you don't miss a thing. Big up the Harris Army. Will, another player today, Gareth Bale. He's dividing a lot of opinions right now. When he was standing on the sidelines with smiles on his face and we were 2-1 down, I was livid. I was absolutely raging. I know a lot of people were. Bobspur were. I'm sure you were too. You know what I mean? He's standing there smiling. We're 2-1 down, and I was going mad. But he came on and won us the game, man. Now, would you keep Bale here another season?
Well, I mean, that's what 11 goals in the league this season.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
I think 11. Yeah.
Look, unless we're getting another winger that can bring, like, if we're going to go out and get like a Leon Bailey type person who can bring in essentially, the same amount of goals and probably even a few more assists, then I would say, why not? If we're not going to go out and spend the money in the transfer window, then why not? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Come here, is Bob Spur finish history?
I had to go to the bathroom in the middle of a stream, so I had to bounce out, and I felt we were going right back in there.
He's probably still going, so he's probably still going. But with Gareth Bale, for me, look, it's going to cost us. It costs us what, 50 million a year in wages, really, 15. So for me, in a way, because we've for me, I think we need another centre midfielder, a centre attacking midfielder, two centre backs, and a right back next summer. So for me, paying the 15 million over the course of the season for what he has returned this season, albeit against some smaller teams, but I think it's a non-brainer. But look, judging by his comments today, what do you make of them, Will? Basically him saying, I'm not going to announce what I'm doing until after yours because it's going to cause chaos. And everybody else, let me know your opinions on Bale. Do you want him back? Do you not want him back? And why not do it in the super chat as well? But Will, opinions on his comments?
Yeah, we'd hold Daniel Lee to account. Look, on Bale's comments, no, I just don't think that it's necessarily. I don't think him going back to Madrid is that big of a chaos. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I don't think it has. If there's chaos, I don't think it's really involving us. Or if it is involving us, I think he's talking more about Madrid. to be honest, because then later on he was talking in the third person, like us, our team, you know, this, that, and the other thing. But if he goes, he goes. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not, you know, as long as this is such a disappointing part of the next part of this season is summer window and having to deal with Daniel Levy and all the things that he doesn't do that he should be doing. And, you know, it just makes things, for me, it makes my whole head just a blur. Just a blur.
Yeah, it does. But come here. Big up this comment as well. Mary McGee says, I read an article there that Gareth Bale said that if Kane leaves, he would stay. Is there any truth to that? That could mean what he means by the chaos, you know, that there's a deal in place for Kane to go, and that, you know, he'll come out if when Kane does go and say, look, I'm going to stay, because that could mean what you mean by the chaos. But I don't know. What do you think? Think there's any truth to that? To be honest, Mary, I don't know. I haven't seen it. Maybe you could send me the article to my email or something.
That's a good shout, though. Because that would be chaos, right?
Yeah, so, it would be.
Yeah, no, that's a good shout.
Yeah, Amzo, look, I'm definitely going to deliver it for you, my man. I really am, Amzo. Again, I'm so grateful for that massive super chat, man. But I'm definitely, look, they've got back to me. He said he 100% he's down. So just waiting on a time and a date, man. But big up, Amzo. Yeah, with Gareth Bale, for me, it could be that, you know, he's going to retire. He's finished the season out at Tottenham. He's come back to Tottenham, finished the season out. You know, he has a swan song of the Euros with Wales in the summer, and maybe he's just going to retire and attempt his hand at golf. You know, it really wouldn't surprise me. That's what I'm expecting him to come out with. I really am, because I know how much he loves his golf. Tottenham Texan says Bale becoming our new manager. And that could be chaos. Yeah, that would be chaos, man. Anthony Berryman says it was an interview he has done. Damien Kilmurray says you won't get a player of Bale's caliber for less than 12 million. It will cost to keep him next season. Yeah, 100%. That's what I was saying, my man. David and Will, if Kane goes, who do you want to replace him? For me, man, we don't need one. We need two strikers if Kane goes to carry the load, because with Harry Kane, you know, week in, week out, you can rely on him. He's going to get goals. If he's not scoring, he's assisting goals, right? But we're not going to get someone in of calibers, Kane's caliber, to be able to replace him. So we're going to get two strikers that like probably come in and be purple patch strikers. So you need two to be able to dip one out and bring in the other one and stuff like that. Who do I want to replace him? Ideally, I'd love them all to go out and put the money on Haaland. Can't see it happening. I really can't. Obviously, that's fantasy land. Who do I want? To be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure. I'm really not. I don't have my mind made up, but I know Will Stewart does. So, Will, why don't you tell them who you want?
Well, I mean, I think Ivan Toney is a good shout. I really do. I think the guy's gonna end up being a. I think if we don't go out and get him this summer, we're gonna if Kane leaves, we're going to regret not doing it, because he's going to end up going to somebody like Liverpool or, you know, another top 10 side, and really kind of turn the Premier League on its head next season. I really do. You know, I'm hoping Brentford doesn't get promoted, or did they? Did they get last match play today?
No, I don't know, to be honest. No. They played yesterday, didn't they?
Well, they're supposed to play Swansea for that.
Yeah, oh yeah. That's not this week. That'll probably be during the week or next weekend.
Gotcha. But yeah, he didn't get a good shake when he was at Newcastle. He was really, really young. Got loaned out a few times. Nothing really ever clicked. But by the time he got into his, you know, 22, 23 years old, he's, you know, golden boot in the League One, golden boot in Championship, and not only that, but I mean, he's probably one of the best link up strikers that I've seen out there besides Harry Kane. Like, I mean, he links play probably better than, you know, any of the top strikers in the Premier League right now. I mean, the amount of assists that he's gotten now, and just the way he drops deep like Kane does and plays balls in behind. You know, he's not selfish. You know, like,
Yeah.
and I know that Kane was going after the golden boot today, but like, if I was Ivan Toney, he definitely would have played that ball into Son right there. You know,
Yeah.
you know, he's just that kind of guy. So he not only has he scored a lot of goals himself. I mean, 31 goals, and we're talking the championship here, which isn't a scrub league, right? I mean, that's you know, you probably say that the championship is with maybe the exception of 2 or 3 teams is just as tough as League A, right? So you know, it's not it's just as good as the, you know, the Portuguese Premier League, right? So I mean, it's 31 goals in that, and the number of fixtures that they have to play in and all that stuff is a pretty dang good record.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, actually, man, I forgot to send Danny the link. Can you send Danny the link, man?
Yeah, I can send
Danny the link is coming, my man. Sorry, I completely forgot to send it to you, my man. Ian Harden, I will get onto this. I will be talking about fringe players to go and that we ones to keep. So I will get onto that, my man. We have a super chat from Spandan Samaran. He says Brendan Rodgers bottled title with Liverpool, top 4 twice in a row. Poch bottled title with Spurs and PSG. Any pattern we see? With Poch and Rodgers, look, their teams have to be incredibly fit for the way they play. And I always have my doubts of Pochettino going to PSG because Pochettino is the type of manager he does need like a project for me. Look, I know he's won the 2 cups, but they're expected to win the cups. They're expected to win the league. But he's a project manager. He needs to be able to get in players that buy into his system and play his way, and he develops them. Some of them superstars are not going to buy into his way, which means he has to adapt the way he manages and the way he has managed at Tottenham to PSG. And like even in the Champions League, you could say it hasn't worked. Like for me, I think they had better players than Bayern Munich. I think they should have played Bayern Munich off the park, but they didn't. They played a counter-attacking style to allow Neymar and Mbappe to have all the space in the world. But ultimately, you know, they ended up getting knocked out. And for me, I just don't think it is going to work out properly for Poch at PSG. And I'd love him to come back. But I think that's maybe why you see Rodgers' teams dropping off and stuff like that, is because they train incredibly hard. And if they don't have that lead going into the final few games of the season, the pressure gets to them because it's what they've been training for. And then, you know, it all becomes fatigue span. That's what I reckon, my man. Thank you for the super chat, and everybody else, keep getting those super chats in, sharing your thoughts, your opinions, your views on everything going on. And also, you know, it's a great way to show your support for the channel, like all you have done all throughout the season. These are all legends. SJ Chan, big yourself up. You could get Dougal from the Magic Roundabout. He'll probably turn down a loser team. Will, do you want to have your say on Spandan Samaran's comment there before we get on to the next question?
Yeah, I'm not excited about Rodgers either, to be honest with you. A lot of other people have too. That's two seasons in a row when they've, you know, he's capitulated top 4. I mean, do we really want somebody who's famous for blowing it when we're Spurs? Like, for me, that's just like, you know,
could be a match made in heaven.
Could be a match made in heaven or a match made in hell.
Together to put it right.
Match made in hell.
Make it right.
Yes, maybe it's the out of phase. You know, I don't know, man. But look, yeah. But as far as Poch is concerned, you know, he just hasn't had a chance to buy anyone yet, right? He's only been there for not even a full half a season, right? So I mean,
yeah, but with PSG, I can't see them hanging around too long. You know what I mean? Especially coming into next season, I really can't. Ed M with a spot on comment. Too many party boys at PSG, 100%. We all know what goes on over there with all the parties and everything else. It's no secret at all. Keith Anderson says Greenwood is the only United player we should even consider as part of a deal. Yeah, 100%. I would also take that Donny van de Beek, to be honest with you, as part of the deal, because Spurs were looking at him, then he went to United and he doesn't play. So I'd probably take him as well. Tim Gumridge, he says, true, pal, 100%. But big up, guys. Everybody else, keep getting your comments in. Will, what players do you think we should sell? Just quickly, Nigel Gates, an absolute legend as well. And Danny Ings wants to come to Spurs.
Or won't come to Spurs, the way he says. Good.
Oh, Danny Ings won't come to Spurs. Yeah. Look, if Danny Ings came to Spurs, Yeah, I'd take him, but we definitely need another striker to go with him 100%. But Will, now the season has come to a close. Now that we assess the squad, what fringe players would you get? What fringe players would you get rid of? And what fringe players do you think maybe we could keep around for another season until we can get rid of them?
Well, look, I mean, I'll give my top 4 that have to go. Harry Winks has to go. Harry Winks has to go. Eric Dyer has to go. Eric Dyer has to go. Davinson Sanchez has to go. Has to go. And Ben Davies has to go.
Yeah.
Those 4 have to go. Now, there's probably another 4 on top that I would say I would like for them to go. Right, Eric Lamela, Serge Aurier, probably even, Lo Celso, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be upset if an offer came in for him. I think he could still pull it around. I think he's still fresh enough in the side that he hasn't, done that. Sissoko. Those are the other 4 that I would say, make up the 8. But those bottom 4, they're the ones that cause us the most headaches.
Yep.
Yeah.
Week in and week out. Stevie B's in that group too.
Yeah.
The players that Dele Ali is definitely in that group. He may even be in the first group. If there was a top 5, I'd throw him in the 5 with that. I think for his own benefit, he needs to go. If he's going to have a chance at reigniting his own career, I think he needs to change the scenery. I really do. But I mean, Matt Doherty, he just came. Do I think he's quality? No, but as a backup, somebody who can fill a job like he did today. I think when he's looked the worst is when he's had to play 3 or 4 matches in a row, and it's usually that last match and that last 2 or 3 matches in that series where he gets found out. It's usually that first match from when he's coming back in off the bench to fill in for somebody that he looks the best.
Yeah.
Lucas Moura definitely needs to stay. I think he's been our most consistent player all season, which is really weird to say for Lucas Moura. If a good offer came in for him, I wouldn't mind moving him on, but I wouldn't sell him on the cheap. He's not one that I would call like a wholesale, or a flash sale player. Not somebody who I'm looking to sell at any price. And then the rest of the squad. Ndombele, I know he hasn't done well. If a good offer came in for him, I'd do it, but I wouldn't do it for less, than what we paid. If it's for what we paid or more, I'd say okay. But it's not somebody I would look to wholesale out. Because I think if you had a better back, it was Skip coming in, playing next to Højbjerg and 2 new defenders, and you can push him a little bit more forward up the pitch. I think he could end up being a real class player. Because right now, if you were to have Dele Ali in one hand with his performance this season, or Ndombele in the other hand, Ben Davies must leave the club.
You can always rely on Alex.
There's your testimony, Alex.
Seriously though, Alex, I'd say you're delighted now that St. Totteringham's Day isn't happening, my man.
For sure. But yeah, I mean, that's who I would, and then obviously, look, I think we might get sidelined with Son going out. But the targets that I want realistically is Jack Grealish. I want Jack Grealish. I want Leon Bailey. And I want 2 center backs.
Jeez, if we got Jack Grealish in, you'd have to pull Winks and Dele out of the club kicking and screaming. The hair brigade, you'd all see them sitting down in Peter Marks under the perm machines and everything, honestly. Winks and Dele Alli be crying if Jack Grealish came in.
Well, we're going to sell Winks and Dele in order to buy Jack Grealish. I think we should offer Aston Villa both Winks and Dele or Jack Grealish. Give them both. I think that's a good swap. Right? The pair of them is probably worth 50, 60 million, which is about what Jack's asking. So Winks and Dele plus 30 mil. What do you say, guys? I say we go for it. That's what I'd do.
Yeah, I would too. I love Jack Grealish. I'm a huge fan of Jack Grealish. Look, guys, the chat is absolutely insane right now. There's 221 people watching. Make sure you have liked the stream and subscribe on the channel if you're new. I'm on the big push for 2,500. I was 11 or 12 away the last time I checked. So honestly, if there's anyone new, please help me achieve that dream today. And also keep getting your super chats in with your opinions. When the chat is flying, it just means we stop what we're talking about and we're guaranteed to discuss your comments. And it's also a great way to show your support for the Irish Hotspur and the Harris Army going forward into next season. With me, look, first of all, my first name gone is Harry Winks, especially after today's performance and his performance against Aston Villa. I've never seen a man that wants to be a midfielder so much but pulls out so many tackles. He's such I was going to say such a try-hard, but he's not even a try-hard. He really isn't. Honestly, ask Danny. I was sending, I think you must have seen one as well. I was sitting there sending in voice chats. I was like, come on, lads, we all have to get together now. Thank Harry Winks for this performance. You know what I mean? Pulling out challenges, and thank him for the yellow card for showing his passion. Honestly, the guy is so shit, and I'm glad, if anything, if my channel ever gets taken away from me or whatever else, the one thing I'm glad about is that I've woken this fan base over a short period of time about Harry Winks. I used to get caned, absolutely caned for my opinion on Harry Winks. But slowly but surely, everyone has seen what I've coming from. I've exposed the fraud. Moon boots. Honestly, that guy is gone. He has to go. If he's here next season, I am going to go nuts. I am going to go nuts. In fact, I might actually chain myself to his garden gate so he cannot leave to go training or to go and play matches because he really annoys me. So Moon Boots has to go. Who else? Dele Alli. I think for me that we have to cash in on Dele Alli. He has to be a part of it this summer. I'm sick of watching him run around with that tarantula on top of his head and doing fuck all. Amount of balls I watched him give away today and against Aston Villa. It's sickening. So for me, he's a part of the problem. He has to go. Serge Aurier, another massive part of the problem. But I think rumours have it he's already out of the club anyway. So thank God for that. And for me, Ben Davies, I hate to say it, but he has to go. The guy has to go. He's useless. He can't defend. He's been here too long. Along with Lamela, he has to go. Another player that has to go. Been here way too long, overstayed his welcome. And Moussa Sissoko as well. How he got into the France squad, I will never, ever know. I will never understand it. Knowing him, he'll probably go there and have a blinder this summer. But honestly, he's another one that has to go. So for me, there's 6 players that are a must to go this season if we want to go on and achieve anything next season. And look, for me, the likes of Lucas Moore, okay. Yeah, I will keep him around for another year. Who else am I missing out on? Don't think there's many more there. But yeah, I'll definitely keep Lucas Moore around for another year. Lo Celso, he will be in a bracket to sell for me as well. I don't think he will ever reach the potential that people think he has. But again, another player you could probably hold on to for another season. Like if these players are the players that are sporadically being dipped out and cover players, you can bear it. But watching them week in, week out, it's unbearable. Yep. So, they're the sort of, like these players that are starting should be our squad players. So, yeah, we definitely need 6 gone. But Danny, what sort of Deadwood would you get rid of?
But before Danny does that, I got to interrupt you, David. You surpassed. You are at 2,510 subs.
Come on, the Harris Army, absolutely incredible.
Just refresh that, David, and there's like 2.5k, and I was like, come on.
That's insane. I really do appreciate it, guys. It was my goal to end on around 2.5, 3K. So to end on 2.5, this season, it's insane. Again, thank you to you, the Harris Army. It's incredible. How you guys can follow me around on all the channels I'm on, show me the support, but then also show everyone that's on my channel the support on their channels. You guys are insane. Honestly, a massive thank you. You've absolutely made my day. And I'm so happy, especially since St. Totteringham's Day is no more as well. That's made me even more happy. Danny, actually, I need to get your thoughts, actually. Scrap the dead one. I need to get your thoughts on St. Tottenham's Day, Gareth Bale keep or not. And then after that, I want to ask everyone on Harry Kane. But give me your thoughts on no longer having St. Tottenham's Day and Gareth Bale, whether you keep him around next season.
I think Saint Scumbag Day. I think it's been it's just such a good thing that we didn't have to go through some more bullshit from these crap Arsenal fans. To be honest, yeah, because again they pulled the trigger too soon. They were getting all happy at St. Tottenham's Day. They just couldn't wait. They couldn't wait to set out the banter train in it, right? And then what happens? We send them down that route again. And yeah, mate, I think out of an absolutely shocking season, because let's be real, both teams had pathetic seasons, but yeah, I'm just glad we didn't finish below Arsenal, which is a great thing considering how bad our season's actually been. But yeah, I mean, I can't. There's not much more to be happy about. I mean, we all know the state of this fucking club's in at the moment, Dave. And then, like you said today, I mean, your voice message over Harry Winks, literally just how it is, like just making sure him and Grealish are choosing their shampoos together in the supermarket in Asda later on tonight.
Lad, you have to have the right shine on the hair, lad.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
Exactly.
The antifrizz. There's a lot that goes into it. Antifrizz. Do you want volume in the hair? Do you not? You have to have it right looking for England, man. That's how you get selected.
Exactly. That's exactly what. And Dele Alli was trying to get in on the act as well, because he's jealous that he hasn't been in the England squad for a while, and he's taken his place because he's got a new shine in his hair. But yeah. So yeah.
Look, Dele Alli's gone from looking like Borat to looking like he wants to be a part of Bob Marley and the Wailers. You know what I mean? Unbelievable.
Oh god, honestly, it just goes to show. Yeah, go on.
Just quickly, super chat from Timman 007. Question: one player we have missed the most since sold. Walker, Vertonghen, Dembele, Ericsson. Do you know what? I'm going to pass this one on to Will and Danny first, and then come back round to me, because I want to have time to analyse that. But great question, Tim, man. That's a super question, man. That's a toughie. That's a real toughie. Everybody else, keep getting your super chats in if you want us, the panel, to discuss your questions or your comments. The chat is flying.
That's
so super chats is the way to go. And it's a great way to show support, great way to help me celebrate my 2.5k subs as well, guys. But look, we'll start with you. Do you have an answer for Tim, man, or do you want to pass it on to Dali?
Well, the question was so good, he's frozen.
Yeah, question is that good, Will Stewart is frozen. He probably has one of them cards up. We found them out. But Danny, we'll pass the question on to you first.
It's a very, very good question, right? Because they all left at different periods. So, like, for me, right, it's really hard to answer this, because when Ericsson, because the question is, choose one player we have missed the most since they were sold, right? So since Walker was sold, that was the start of our downfall, because we never replaced them properly. But we still coped without Walker. We still got to a Champions League final without Walker. So I know it was luck, but we still did it. For me, I think, like Vertonghen, we've missed him, but he was already on his way out. Like, his legs were already going. He wasn't the same player. He'd lost like 10 yards of pace. So for me, when he left, even though he'd probably be better than what we've got now, he wasn't. We got to remember the fact that he had lost his legs, and he wasn't the same player. But I think the one person we've missed the most since that list of players is Dembele. I think we've missed him more than anyone. I think since the turn of that year, because if you remember, right, that year that they sold him in January, we were sitting, I think, third or second in the league, and we were like a couple points behind the leaders at the time in January. Soon as they sold him, that was where we went on that run of a year without winning away from home. It was then. And for me, he was the biggest. And I don't think it was just for on the pitch. I think it was part of the dressing room as well. And just the way he was around the training ground and stuff like that, because everyone said he was the best footballer at the club. Like, everyone said it. So losing someone like that when you're training with the best footballer supposedly in the club, and like just the aura he gives, the work rate, the determination and everything like that, I think he was the most pivotal player we since that player's left that's affected us the most.
Yeah, 100%. Will, what's your answer, man?
Dembele and Vertonghen. I couldn't just choose one. I'd have to say both. Vertonghen, like prime Vertonghen, is super class, and Dembele for sure. Dembele would probably be number one. Vertonghen number two. Walker number three, and then Ericsson number four.
Yeah.
If I were to rank them in order, that would be who I would say.
That's the same order I would do it in.
And Mark keeps asking this question over and over again, so I'm just going to answer him. BJ is in prison. Cody Mack ratted him out. And, yeah.
For me, being honest, look, with Vertonghen, you know, he was here last season. You know, so for me, it has to be Dembele. It has to be Dembele. I look at Vertonghen and Eriksen. They were in the team on the Champions League final. For me, when we saw Dembele that January, it was criminal. And for me, I have to say Moussa Dembele. The guy was insane. Yep. You know, you could not when that guy was in motion, you couldn't take the ball off him. I watched him pick the ball up from one box, drive up to another box with players bouncing off him. It's a wonderful sight, wonderful sight. And for me, Tim Man, I have to go Moussa Dembele. But Tim Man, you let me know your answer to the question, my man. I think Dembele is winning. I see a lot of Dembeles here in the comment, so I do think Dembele wins. But great question, Tim Man. Great question. That's a fantastic question. Lads, I want to ask you on Harry Kane. Hugs of goodbye or hugs of congratulations for the golden boot. And we'll start with you, Will, and then we'll get back to Danny, and then I'll have my say on it.
With Harry Kane, congratulations on the golden boot. Yeah, I mean, look, it's class. Has anyone else won it 3 times?
Not
sure.
Know, to be honest. Not sure.
I had heard something somewhere. I haven't confirmed it yet, so I don't know if it's true or not. But someone had said somewhere that this is the first time in Premier League history that a striker has won the gold boot 3 times.
It might be.
So I don't know if that's the case. I'll have to Google that later. But Joseph Cahill says Henry got 4 times. So, yeah, but I mean 3 times plus. And has anyone ever gotten goal and assist leader in the same season?
Yes, Henry has, and there's one other player, I think. Yeah, so, Henry and someone else.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell you.
I mean, that's crazy. That means he's up there with legends, not just Tottenham legends, but legends, right? So,
yeah,
of
course.
And then the hugging and saying goodbye, you know. I mean, it is what it is. Look, I think Kane wants to leave, and I don't blame him for wanting to leave. I think the only way, I'd like, to be honest, like people are like Alistair Gold had said today that now him and Daniel Levy are kind of in a tiff. Well, I'm glad because if Daniel Levy wants to try to get in a fight with Harry Kane and see whose side the fans take, I would hope, oh Lord, dear Lord, would we be in big trouble if fans end up taking Daniel Levy's side over Harry Kane? Could you imagine?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
I mean, some already are, but holy cow, the amount of delusion and ridiculousness that is.
Yeah.
That you would take Daniel Levy's side over a club legend?
Yeah.
Some of them already are, though, because the way some of them are talking on social media, oh, we sell Kane, we can do this, we can do that, we can have this whole fantastic rebuild. Selling Harry Kane isn't going to be enough to do a rebuild. Sell Harry Kane and Dembele in the sell, so you'd probably have enough to rebuild the whole squad. Not just selling Harry Kane. And for me, I look, people know my opinion. It's a stream for another day, but quickly, it's criminal. It's not why we built the stadium. It's not why we had the training complex. It's so that we could attract the best players in the world and keep our best players. But Danny, what's your opinions on the hugs and that today? With the tear in his eye, walking around the Hotspur Stadium Wednesday night. Is he gone?
I think he is. But I do think there's an element there of. I think it's a bit of both. I think it was a bit of those hugs, a bit to celebrate him that he's actually won the Golden Boot and the assist, top assist in the Premier League this season. And I think also it's because he's played so well, and I think it might have been like well done, guy. You've actually just smashed it this season. But I do think there was maybe an element to it as well. Like, it's really hard to tell. I'm kind of a bit like you, Dave, what you said earlier on We Are Tottenham earlier, and you're like, I think it is. It looks more like, well, for you, it looked more like it was like a congratulatory HUD sort of thing. Like,
do you know what, Danny? Do you know what? It's mad the way you say you kind of agree with me, because when you came on and said what you said, I kind of agree with you. But I'll explain why I agree with you after. But go on.
Yeah, like I just think it's a bit of both. Like, I think there's something there There's something there, and I think the main thing is that I just can't see why Harry Kane would have come out with this interview 2 games before the last two games, sorry, like before the last 2 games, and then say what he said, and then all these hints were coming out. Like, I want to, like, the one player I'd like to play with De Bruyne. I can hit numbers 50 and 60 goals a season if I'm playing with better players, kind of thing. And he's talking about De Bruyne, and then he's talking about like like he's even talking about fucking figures like Daniel Levy might sell him for. He might, if Daniel Levy thinks I might go now, if he can get the best value for me right now. Because the season after season, it's going to be less and less. So he's saying what all of us are saying, what all of us are thinking, and then on top of that, it was what Pep Guardiola came out and said last night or yesterday, early evening, and the quotes were like basically, he was saying that I would love to have a striker who scores 50 goals a season. He said, well, first he goes, I'd love to have a striker that can score 20 to 30 goals a season, and then he goes. And it would be amazing if they could score like 50 goals a season. And it just the little things that he was saying in those comments that he mentioned about he doesn't have that, but he would like to have someone like that. Like it's hinting. This is basically who Harry Kane is. Harry Kane's a player who gets 20 to 30 goals a season. He's already Pep, and then Pep's basically said he wants a striker who scores 20 to 30 goals a season. Tick, that's tick, right? That's Harry Kane 1. Then Harry Kane said, I want to score 50 to 60 goals. Tick. Pep Guardiola goes, I want someone who could score 50 goals. Tick. It just honestly, everything is tying into it nicely. Yeah. And Man City is the only team in the league who can guarantee titles. Titles. And that's what he wants. And someone else
just quickly, lads, I had 2 super chats just to read out there. Yep. Paul Markey says Kane's price 150 million with no player part exchange or installments, otherwise no deal. I can see what you mean. You want the 150 million because you want to be able to get in the proper players, not get in a few kind of wishy-washy players whether it work out or not, and then have not so much money in other areas. I fully get you, Paul. Yeah, I'd be along the lines of that too. I would be. I would agree with that, Paul. Big up for the super chat, my man. I really appreciate it. I'd agree with that. Just I want cash straight out if it's going to happen. Dan N, he says, Dave, thanks for all the hard work and content you've made this season, my man. You've kept us all sane during COVID. Membership will be coming next time. I can get on a fan show. Keep it up. Come on, you Spurs. No, Dan M, look, man, I really, really do appreciate it, honestly. Thank you so much, man. You're so generous and an absolute gent. Look, me putting out content, as much as it's helped you guys, it helped me over the COVID. It helped me stop being bored. It gave me stuff to do. And being able to interact with you guys, it really has got me through as well. So you've all played a massive part. And Dan, thank you so much, man. Look, hit me up on Twitter at theirishyid. And look, when you can get on a fan show, let me know and we'll get you on, my man. I really do appreciate it, Dan. You're too kind. But sorry, guys. What were you saying there?
Yeah, so like my thoughts on it are this. Look, I love Harry Kane probably more. Harry Kane and Son Heung-min are my 2 favorite players at the team.
No one loves Harry Kane more than me.
Yeah, that's true. You would give him a big kiss on the lips. I don't know if I could go that far.
I would.
But I'd give him a pat on the bum, but I couldn't give him a kiss on the lips. But what I'm saying is like, if we were to be able to sell Kane and get a couple in 4 or 5 of our Deadwood out, if we could look, the evidence is there. If we could pull, if it's a Coutinho type move of Liverpool, you're smart about who you sign, it can make all the difference in the world, right? I mean, Coutinho, that sale, there were a lot of Liverpool fans that were upset about it. Some were happy. Arguably what the best player for their squad at the time. But even like if like he just said like 100 million with Jesus, not that I rate Jesus, but if you could get in Grealish and Bailey and 2 center backs, I mean that's a squad right there. If we can keep, because Son's going to lose value too, or going into last year of his contract. If we sell him not this next season, but the season after that, we're only going to be able to get probably 50, 60 million for him on a good day. But could you imagine, like, even like Son, Jesus, Bale, Son, Jesus, Bailey, Grealish, Højbjerg, Ndombele. I mean, that sounds like a pretty massive 4-3-3. So, I mean, what managers out there that play a 4-3-3 really well? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Atalanta's manager, although he's not supposed to be available, but he plays a 4-3-3. Gasparini. So, I mean, there could be some benefits in this. It's not a benefit you want. I would rather keep Harry Kane, sell the rest, and get one or two really good players. You know what I mean? But as I say, the badge is always bigger than the player. So if he's going to go at some point, if we're going to sell him at some point, we might as well get as much money as we can.
Yeah, 100%. I meant to say to everybody, if you want to show your support for the channel or your love for the content over the course of the season, don't be afraid to throw in a super chat and also share your opinions on Harry Kane, Gareth Bale, who you think the new manager is, everything else. Don't be afraid to share your opinions, guys. Let's welcome in another guest here. We have bobspur. Big up bobspur. How are you keeping, my man?
All good, mate. All good. I tuned in, and first thing I heard was Will tapping somebody's bottom and you kissing Kane's face. So it was great. I've said,
yeah,
Will,
I was just telling Will that no one loves Harry Kane as much as I do. We had
true.
Gail on the We Are Tottenham TV fan show, and I want to set up a fight with him because I want to prove to him that I'm Harry Kane's #1 Spurs fan. But on Harry Kane, for me, I think a deal is already done. I really do. With the way the interview came out, Sky broke it. Kind of also controlled kind of damage control is what I would say. Because I think, the reason why it was put out now, then, before the end of the season and stuff like that, kind of give us fans kind of time to get used to the idea in a sort of way. And I just think maybe there's already a deal in place.
Yeah.
But Bob Spur, what do you think, man?
I think it's a lot of things, mate. So, the Gary Neville interview today, the hugs. I know we can't really look into it that much, but I personally think we can. I got a funny feeling he's going to go, but I still think there's a conversation to be had between him and Levy. And
I think that conversation would have already happened, though, because I know that interview with Gary Neville was recorded weeks before that.
Yeah, I do, mate. But I do think that they would have. They have put it off. They're bound to have put it off to say, look, let's get the season out of the way. Because who knows? There's a bit more of a chance of an agreement with us finishing in Europe and than what it would have been if we finished 9th and below Arsenal. A win, if he's feeling a win going into see Levy, that's probably given him a bit of a nice warm feeling. I'm clutching at straws, mate. Until we know definitively from Kane's mouth, I wouldn't even believe if Levy came onto his channel now and said, by the way, guys, Harry Kane's staying. I can guarantee it. I wouldn't believe him. It has to come from Harry, whatever it is. And Kane, and I know Will's mentioned it before, he could come out and say, guys, I'm leaving tomorrow. We wouldn't have a problem with it. We honestly wouldn't have an issue with it. At least we know. It's the not knowing that's the most frustrating. And like Will says, not a single Spurs fan, proper true Spurs fan, would be would give him any shit over it. Over it.
I agree.
No, Zidane plays a strong 4-3-3.
Yeah.
But look, let's welcome Stelios into the stream as well. Stelios, what's your opinions on Harry Kane, man? And welcome back to the Irish Hotspur. It's been too long.
David, before you jump through, my family's actually eating dinner now. So now that you got a bunch more help, I'm going to have to jump off.
Can you do me a favour, Will, before you go? Because David's not seen it. Are you able to share that video? I just sent you a WhatsApp.
You want me to play the video where you're accusing me of weeing in a cup?
And I want David's opinion, what he thinks. Right, so the question is, David, has Will
I can't download it. Maybe I can share it. Hold on.
Okay. And I want everyone in the chat to answer as well. Has Will done a wee-wee while on stream? with us lot, and you were there as well. You didn't notice it.
Where's the video?
I'm trying to share it here in a second. Hold on.
Why Will's trying to share it? We'll start letting Stelios talk about Harry Kane, and then when Will shares it, we'll interrupt Stelios.
Yeah, look, first of all, great to be back on your show, Irish. Got a lot of time for you, buddy. Just so busy and bouncing around all these. This whole YouTube thing's becoming taking over your life, you know. So good to find some time and jump on. Harry Kane's gone. Said it 3 months ago. I stick to what I say. He's not staying at a club that's going to be in the European Conference League, a club that has got so many shit players around him. He has become better than the team, and he's better than the direction of the club. So how can you win top goal scorer in one of the toughest leagues in the world and top assist and be at Tottenham? What is the video?
Yeah. You ready?
And go on, go for it.
All these lovely
Can
faces.
You hear the audio?
That's what makes one of the parts of my day. So glad to be on it.
Talking of lovely faces, we have. Oh no, it's Brian. Oh, mate. There we go.
Lovely, mate. You know what? I got.
He's definitely pulling out the lad.
He is, isn't he? He's Will did a wee live on my stream, and no one can take that away from me ever.
But look, that's commitment. That's commitment to streaming. You know, that's commitment to streaming.
Yeah.
But look, we have 236 people here, so we will give Will the chance to plug his channel before he goes for his dinner. His family needs him.
All right. So for people that don't know.
You had a big smile on your face as well.
Yeah. Will Stewart thfc rants. We will be going live tonight in about 3 hours, a little less than 3 hours. Even today, as far as I know, we are the biggest US-based channel.
Yeah.
Officially. So until I can find another one bigger.
No, you've got rivals. You got rivals, lad.
We do have rivals, but right now, for the ones that are actually, if you go to the About section and it says United States, I think I'm the biggest. But we want to be even bigger. So we're on the push to 1,000. We want to get to 1,000 by the end of May. So we've got 8 days left. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and help us out. We're at, I think, 730 was the last time I checked.
Roads to 1,000.
Roads to 1,000. So if you guys can help us out, do that. We do a lot of funny stuff. My cousin BJ makes appearances now and again. And although he's locked up in prison now. I'm a hardcore streamer. Yep, I go 2 or 3 hours, take a pee. I don't wear pants when I stream. You know, there's a lot of funny things that we do. So go on and head over to the channel, give us a like and subscribe. We appreciate it. And also to subscribe to David, because he doesn't like to take credit for it, but he was the person who kind of pushed me to start my channel. So
100%.
It didn't take a lot of pushing, but it was definitely, his words of encouragement. Just do it, lad. And so I did it. So here we are.
Big up. But,
look, all I can do is just give you my advice. It's up to you to put the plan into action. So fair play to you. I want to say to everybody, the big push for 1K for Will Stewart thfc rants. The link is in the description below. Click on it, get over and smash the subscribe button on it. He deserves it. He's even willing to take a pee into a cup, just to stay on stream. So he definitely deserves it. But big up, Will, and I appreciate everything you've done for me over the course of this season, my man. Giving up your time to come on the channel, helping me out with various other things. So I really do want to say a massive thank you.
Yeah, no, 100%, man. I appreciate it. I'll definitely do that. So,
big up.
Thank you, guys. I gotta go.
Big up, Will. Big up, mate.
Big up, Will.
See you later, Will. Again.
Appreciate it.
And just while Marcelo was watching, I want to let everybody know, Frenemies will still be coming out over the summer. And also, Marcelo, I want to say, a massive thank you to you for your help over the course of this season, man. You have done wonders for my channel, man. You're an absolute hero. And honestly, just as much as it is my success, it would be nothing without you, my man. So thank you so much, Marcelo. I really do appreciate it. But back to Stelios and Harry Kane.
Yeah, look, Irish. Why is he going to stay? Like, for what? What's he staying for? I mean, if we're going to rebuild, let's say we actually get in a football director, we get in the right manager, we put money into the squad, we recruit the right players, we get rid of the deadwood. Levy takes a step back and lets the football people do the football stuff. That whole process, you're looking at what? 3, 4, 5 years? Kane has said when he got interviewed by Gary Neville, I'm halfway through my career. I think the next step is, so let's say he's got another 8 years. Yeah. Is he going to give up 5 years in the hope that this all works?
Yeah.
You can't.
He ain't got time for a rebuild, does he?
He can't. I don't think he's got the time to take the risk, Bob.
No.
It's a risk if he stays. So, for me, I'm not one of these people that says, "Oh, yeah, but who can afford him?" Or he wants to stay because he loves Tottenham, or he wants to stay because he wants to break Greaves' record. These are all nice things, and people trying to stay positive. And I watched Chris Cowlin do his interview saying, I think he's going to stay. He loves Tottenham, and I just think you're just in denial, man. Or you're just trying to stay positive about it because it upsets you if you admit that he's gone. Yeah. I'm just being realistic. I think common sense says you need to leave now to try and fulfill your ambitions.
Progress yourself.
He's the only legend this club's ever had. The only legend to not have won a trophy. Even Ledley King with one knee won a trophy.
Yeah.
So, and Ledley King for me was the last legend of the club.
Yeah.
How can he go down in the history books as someone who's never won trophies? And he's not someone that wants to win the FA Cup he wants to win the Premier League, the Champions League, So tell me how he stays. Convince me how he stays after what I've just said.
It's all about the conversation. Big up Marcelo.
There he is. Marcelo, what's up?
Marcelo, thanks for dropping in and making an appearance, my man. What have you got to say?
I had to make a cameo. It's the final game. I watched it at work. When Bale scored that goal, I hugged my coworker. I was so scared. Look, I don't care what anybody says. As shit of a season this has been, at least we didn't finish below Arsenal. If we had this season and we finished below Arsenal, honestly, I would have been like in stage 4 depression. Stage 4 depression, Right now, we're still at stage 3, boys. We're still at stage 3, but stage 4 hasn't reached yet. But I agree with everything that Stelios is saying, man. You're hitting the money, First off, the first thing I said, right, was, look, I'm going to banter Arsenal if I can banter Arsenal anytime, right? Oh, yeah. But I'm not happy at all whatsoever with this season. Not one bit thrilled. And I said in the group chat, right, in my group chat, and I said, there's still a lot of work to be done. Yep. And for Harry Kane to stay, we need to change our attitudes. We need to change our attitudes as a fan base, as a board. We need to get we need to get some structure in this club. First off, this club has no structure. We need to get new scoutsmen. We need to get director of football. We need to get the right people in the right jobs. We need to get Levy to start trusting other people to do their jobs.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that we still need to do as a fan base. And if you don't want to do them, then I'm sorry. I told them, I'm sorry, you don't deserve to have Kane. You don't deserve to cry when Kane leaves. Because if you don't match his ambition, he's not going to stay. Simple as Stelios. If we don't get a director of football and we don't sell the deadwood and we don't get a proper manager in, like people wanting, honestly, if you want Graham Potter, you might as well pack Kane's bags and buy him the plane ticket. You might as well just buy him the plane ticket or the train ticket to the city. You might as well. Yeah. We need to get a top manager, right? We need to get a Ten Hag or a Conte.
Marcelo, let's say we do all the things you said. We get a director, we get the Ten Hag, we get this, we do this. How long is it going to take to turn it around? Is Harry Kane going to stay and wait for that?
He hasn't got a rebuild.
Is he going to wait for the rebuild?
No, he will, Stelios, if we do all that and we sign some quality players.
It's going to take a big movement, isn't it?
That is
Marcelo?
a lot of work to do in 2 months.
Big statements,
That's
and actions. Actions need to speak louder than words in this time round. It's all very well promising. Levy has to. Levy has to prove. He has to prove. He has to.
Yeah, but guys, getting a director, getting a manager, signing 3-4 world-class players, get rid of all the deadwood, convincing Harry Kane to stay. That's 2 months. We've got a 2-month window. I just don't think it's possible.
Stelios, whether it's possible or not, it's what it has to be done. And you know what? There is no one to blame but the board. They put themselves in that situation, and they got to dig themselves out.
Yeah, I agree. Listen, we'll blame the board. We'll blame the board.
Levy has got to find a way to fix this fucking shit. Because if he doesn't fix it, Harry Kane will go. That's the only way Harry Kane is going to stay.
Yeah. Marcelo, you heard Alistair Gold's tweet this evening, mate?
No, I've been at work all day. All I did was watch the second half of the game.
Stel's got it in front of him. There's a good bit. Have you read it, Dave?
No, I haven't had a chance to read it. No, okay. Stelios, feel free to read it out, man. And just quickly, everyone else, keep getting your super chats in. Keep showing your support for the channel and any questions for the panel as well.
I can't really read it, boys. I'm driving, so if you could read it out to me.
I'll read it out now. So he basically said, Spurs have decided on the top candidate to become the next manager, and they hope to appoint him in the next 7 to 10 days. However, it's someone who is going to test the financial resolve of Spurs. Time to show ambition. That and Kane, Bale's future in the longer version of this. But what they're saying is Spurs they've decided who they want. They're going to try and get it nailed down in the next 7 to 10 days. The bit about the financial resolve, we don't know if that means they're going to have to break the bank to get the manager, or they're going to have to break the bank to back the manager. Or both.
I think it's back.
Yeah. Show ambition. I think the show ambition is the clear one there.
See, for me, that statement rules out Potter altogether. Firstly, it's not going to cost that much, regardless of his extension. I don't think it's going to cost that much. It's going to test our resolve. Secondly, if he was to come in, I don't think he's the kind of manager who's the board will be comfortable giving him a vast amount of money to invest. And I don't think he's the type of manager will come in and demand that. So for me, fortunately, in my eyes, I think Potter's out of the question. I still think, I don't know, Dave, what you thought? I think it's Ten Hag, Marcelo. I really do, mate.
But you see, I don't think Ten Hag is going to be a person that's going to demand loads of cash. I think Conte is definitely the type of manager.
If we bring his backroom staff, I think if we bring his backroom staff, it will cost us a bit of money.
That's true.
That could be where the money goes.
If he was to bring 3 or 4 players from Ajax, they're not going to.
There you go.
Bring that Ryan Gravenberch with him. He's a serious baller. He's a serious talent.
Love him.
Just quickly, Nigel Gates, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. I really do appreciate it. He says we need a new defence, 3 top forwards, and help in midfield. After you sell Kane and Deadwood, who do you want to begin with? First 3 players. So it kind of brings into what we were talking about here. So if we are going to splash the cash like what's rumoured, we'll get everyone's opinion, pick 3 players and put them out there. So we'll start with Marcelo because he's driving. So
Grealish. First off, Grealish. Splash the bank on Grealish. Second off, Max Aaron. And then third, Sven Botman.
Yeah.
If there was 3 players, those are the 3 players I would want. I've been watching Sven Botman ever since everybody told me to watch him. I've been watching him. Lille, throughout the season, I've looked at them. They've won a lot of games where they've won by 1 goal margin. And Sven Botman has been a massive part of that defense. They were a team all season that, would score 1 or 2 goals and just, hold out the result and beat teams that way. And they won the league that way. And we need winners. He's running on a high about winning the League One, which, unless you're like, PSG, is a massive accomplishment, by the way.
Yeah.
Winning League One with Lille is a massive achievement. So I think for me, as much as I love Milenkovic, personally, I've been in the Sven Botman hype train. I've absolutely fallen in love with that guy. I think he can be the next Vertonghen. I think we have to get him. I think we have to splash the cash for Sven Botman, Grealish, and who was the third? Max Aarons. Those three.
Yeah.
I think.
Brilliant.
Or if we can't get Max Aarons, possibly Emerson and Salik from Lille as well. Salik has been very good this season. I've been very impressed with Salik.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I definitely agree with the first three, 100%, Marcelo. Stelios, what three players would you bring in?
David, I'm not copping out on this question. I'm just being honest. I wouldn't bring in anyone. I want the manager to pick the players he wants. I could tell you get Samari, although he's going to Leicester. I could tell you get the guy who just become top striker in Austria. I could tell you go get Anderson from Fulham. It doesn't matter. The manager that comes in, his philosophy, his tactics, his idea. If Johnny Evans can go to Leicester and have a worldie of a season, we would never pick him to come to us. But if it works for the manager, so for me, I want whoever the manager is to have the players he wants. That's how.
Well, I agree with you.
I fully agree. Agree. A manager has to be put in place first, because there's no point of us doing business and Enoch and Levy and Steve Hitchen bringing in the players, because we're just going to go down the same cycle. You bring in a manager, you have to bring in the players he wants so that he can stamp his authority and his style of play on the team. I fully agree. Just quickly, Anthony Johnson. I was on Lee's channel giving it big as well. But I don't want Bielsa. I just know Marcelo does. That's why I asked the question. But no, you can keep Bielsa because you did burn out. So good luck.
No, look. The Bielsa one was just more for, just entertainment. Personally, I would take Ten Hag, Conte, and Inzaghi. I would prefer those three as candidates. I think those three could work.
Yeah. Yeah, so Conte's a good shout, but again, he's going to need mega. He'll be expensive to buy out, but he'll also need loads of money to. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think Alistair Gold's tweet states that, doesn't it?
Lads, I had to log out of StreamYard there for a second and come back in because it froze. There's a super chat there from Darksung G21, and it hasn't come up because my chat is gone. It's only coming back now. Can one of you just read it out quickly and see what it said?
Has everyone got it?
What's the name of it?
I can't read it, I'm driving.
Darksung G21.
Yeah, I'll read it.
I
hope we can sell all or at least 80% of these players. Winks, Dias, Sanchez, Coco, Oriasis, Oko. Thank you for your lack of service. You will not be missed.
Big up Darksung G. I fully agree with you, my man. I really appreciate it. Sorry I couldn't get up on screen. My StreamYard had frozen. But if you send in another one, I promise I'll get it up. I appreciate the super chat, my man. Sorry, Bob. You were speaking there.
Yeah. I mean, you know what our feelings are. No manager, no player until we sort out the board. I think that's the most important thing. Board needs to be sorted out. They need to show us an identity, a direction, and communication. But if we did have to bring in three players, I'm going to call Marcelo Thorne because he's stolen my thunder. Because Botman and Grealish are top of my list. But rather than Max Aarons, I'd love to see Sabitzer there. Purely and simply, I think a fit Ndombele, a Højbjerg, and Sabitzer in midfield would be pretty good. Would be pretty good. Suffice to say, Ndombele would have to be fit. Højbjerg needs to come into form again, and Sabitzer there, and they can intertwine. Any of them can play in a double visit. Yeah, any of them can play in a pivot.
Play Grealish on the left, play Sonny on the right, in the middle, Sabitzer and Ndombele. I'll call him a Ndombele this time.
Yeah, that's it.
Højbjerg, and maybe Skippy or someone else there. Yeah,
Sissoko, yeah.
No, not Sissoko.
no, for me, but right now the first priority is hopefully the board getting some sort of structure in place, get that side sorted, and then at least we can. When a manager comes in, there's none of that question is he going to get backed? Is he going to be this? How long will he last? If the manager's showing their intent prior to a manager, I'll be so happy with that because I'll know what to expect from a manager and what kind of manager to expect. But I realise it's very unlikely. I realise that it's very unlikely. It's me living in dream world. But we can all hope. We can all hope.
Honestly, in my opinion, I think Stelios' answer though was absolutely spot on. I think whoever it is, we just need to start backing the manager and just get what he wants. Get what these managers want, because the thing we've noticed is, a lot of times we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Like, for example, Jose, a lot of people thought, our center back situation is not that bad. We got Toby, we have maybe Rodon. People were thinking it wasn't that bad. But you saw in Mourinho, he really needed a center back. Yeah. And our fan base was like, oh, Bale, Bale, Bale. Instead of saying Bale, 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 we should have been, center back, center back, center back,
Yeah, exactly.
So I think we need to start listening to what the manager needs. And if the manager doesn't get what he wants, we need to start really, really digging at this board, because at this point, get whatever the manager needs. Get what he needs and be done with it. Stop asking for a quarter less. Just pay the fucking money up front, Levy. Just pay 45 fucking million for Skriniar, so he's not 75 million in the next season. Just pay the fucking money and just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, 100%. Just quickly, 2 super chats here to get through. Dark Song G21, thank you so much. I want more pros. Ferreira from West Brom Albion. And Ben White and Basuma. Look, what pros probably would take them. The rest, I wouldn't be 100% on, my man. And then he says, I really think we need a set piece specialist. Look, that's Claire Neal. That's Claire Sabitzer. Dark Song G.
Yeah.
And Danny, sorry, there was a comment Brian wanted read out, man.
Yeah, I think it's. Can you scroll up a little bit? I think there's one.
I can't read it. Scroll up to have a look.
I'll agree that. Brian Daigle wants TQ Inky, Dipsy, and Lala. No offense, Poe, but I just don't think you're ready for the Premier League.
We've already got them.
Yeah,
Brian, we've got them already. I think you need to have a look again.
Just another question for the whole panel, lads. How do we now, over the summer, build sustained pressure on Enoch and Levy? And whoever wants to take this first work away.
Carry on with the protest.
Even though we cannot forget about this. We cannot forget about it. Sorry, Bob, go on.
Yeah, no, carry on with the protest, mate. We've got, I don't know when the concerts are, Lady Gaga, Guns N' Roses and NFL and all that. But we need to make our presence heard. We need to make our comments heard, our voices heard. And that could be by physically going there, which is difficult for me, obviously. But anyhow, just keep on doing these. A lot of people are thinking because the games have ended, these streams have ended. I'm quite happy to do a 5-minute video every single day, just to remind everyone what Enoch have done, what Levy have done. And I'm not expecting Levy out, Enoch out, but certainly a change is necessity. And for me, change is going to be is likely to be sooner than getting a new board in. We need whatever needs to be done. I think Stel mentioned we've only got a small window, and it needs to be done quick time. For me, in an ideal world, get the board sorted, get a manager in, back him, and get the players in. But I realise I'm probably living in the dreamland.
Anyone else?
Basically what Bob said. Don't forget what happened. Don't forget the disgrace that happened in the season and the disgraceful backing that they had in Mourinho, and how they basically made Mourinho into a problem when they could have easily avoided it if they just gotten a fucking center back. Ruben Diaz almost done and dusted, but they somehow capitulated on that. Put pressure on the board. The first thing the fans need to get, first off, the fans need to get it all in one page, right?
Yeah.
Before we even do anything, we need to start getting in the same page. We need to start waking up and waking these fans up about this board. We need to unify, because. No offense, and I don't mean to say this as a dig to the protesters. I love the protesters. I love you, Bob, for going out there and protesting for me and making my voice heard. Because I can't do that. But if it's just you, Stelios, and a couple people, nothing's gonna change. Let's be real about it, right, guys? So the first thing that needs to happen is this fan base needs to be all in the same page, all in the same direction. all in the same mentality that this board, we need to put some pressure on them. We need to unify. We need to be,
Marcelo,
strength in numbers, lads. Strength in numbers.
Marcelo,
we need to wake people up, spread the message about the board, spread the horrendous business about the board. Remind these fans about our history, about the history of our club. It seems like we've forgotten. We've grown this mentality that top four is a trophy, that, this is good enough for Tottenham Hotspur. This is not good enough for Tottenham Hotspur. This was never good enough for Tottenham Hotspur. We're a great club. We had a great history, and we had many great years of trophies. And if you doubt me, go ask Arthur. Go ask Bob. Go ask any fans that remember, how it was. Go ask them. So unify and remember the history. Don't forget.
Don't forget. That's it. Don't forget.
Just quickly before we let Stelios come in, Spandan, 3 super chats to get to. Spandan Samaran says new manager, player gets a clean slate and plus the Euros. 100% Spandan. Thank you so much for the super chats. For the super chat, my man. Will Stewart thfc rant says never forgiven, never forgotten. #Levy out. Big up Will Stewart. 100%.
Yep.
100%. Big up Will. And we're in for another massive super chat from Amzo. The guy already gave him £50 earlier on. He's absolutely insane. Thank you so much, my man. I really do appreciate it. Super chats today have been huge. I don't deserve it. Amzo says, this donation is for Marcelo. He's been fantastic this season with his passion and energy for supporting Spurs. Can you tell us more about Gabriel Menino, who is linked with a move to Spurs? Come on, you Spurs. #InAccount. Big up, Hamzo. You're an absolute legend. Thank you so much. And Marcelo, we need to tell him about Gabriel Menino before we let Stelios back in.
It's like I said, he's a very promising midfielder, and he can really turn into a good baller. And he can play the CDM role, defensive midfield, and as a right back. So he's very flexible. He excels most as a defensive midfielder. He has quite a lot of skills. His goal scoring ability is not the best. But for me, I just think it's not a type of signing. When I said we need top signings, that's not the type of signings that for me would have Harry Kane stay at the club. He is 20 years old, 21 now maybe. He's more of a future signing, more of a prospect signing. I think signing him right now would just it would just be a future signing at the very least. But he's a very good player with a lot of promise. I would like to see him play in the Premier League first. Maybe have him play for a mid-table club like, a Southampton or, I don't know, a Leeds United, something like that. Have him play against one of those clubs, get some Premier League experience, because the other thing is the Brazil League is vastly different from the Premier League. You look at a lot of Brazilians that come into the Premier League that came from the Brazil League, like Paulinho, who won the Libertadores and was a very good player. They often struggle adapting to the Premier League. So that would be another very big difficulty that you would have. So for me, not the signing that I would choose right now. It could be something that'll bite me in the ass later. He's a very promising player, but I think there's a lot better options out there. And a lot of Bissouma or something like that.
That's who I want. He's my dream.
Or what's that? Zakaria from Koblach. I think those are all more promising players, in my opinion, that could fit the Prem better.
Yeah, well, 100%. There's your answer, Amzo. I really do appreciate it. Such a generous donation, my man. You're an absolute legend. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. And Dark Sung G21, just before we let Stelios in, says all of the top 6 teams have a very good, very good free kick takers, good headers from defenders, and goal kicks that like to move off their line. Goalkeepers that like to move off their line, which we lack. I hope we sign. No, 100%. Look, we definitely need free kick specialists, a corner taker. Defenders, a centre back that will go and attack a set piece, whether it be defensively or attacking. 100%, I agree with that, my man. So big up, Dark Sunji. Thank you so much for the super chat, and again, thank you so much for your support over the course of this season as well, man. It hasn't gone unnoticed. You're a true yid and a true legend. Thank you so much. But Stelia, sorry about the wait, man. We'll come on back in. I know you had something to say to Marcelo.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Marcelo, this thing about getting everyone out there protesting and uniting everyone, the problem we've got, and I mentioned it a few weeks ago, was we've got a lot of big podcasts, a lot of big YouTube channels. For example, we've got Last Word on Spurs, Cheese Room, we've got Expressions, we've got We Are Tottenham TV, we've got Last Word on Spurs, we've got Chris Cowlin. They're the big ones that I know of, okay? Only one of them, We Are Tottenham TV, are properly trying to mobilise the fans. The rest, they'll tell you what the problems are. You know, Hitchin, the board, Levy, Enoch, player recruitment, Sissoko, Aurier. Then they'll tell you what needs to be done. Oh, what we need is a director of football. What we need is to get a new head scout. Oh, we need better players. Oh, we need this. Oh, we need that. So you've told us the problem. You've told us the solution. None of them, not one of them, except for We Are Tottenham TV, take action to try and force it. And that's the problem we got. So I try and reached out to them, and I've said to them, you know, I'll find a video where they're complaining or moaning, and I'll say to them, that's great. You know, thanks for telling us that. What action are you going to take now? I just get blocked. Block, delete. So for me, the problem we've got, listen, I get not everyone wants to protest because protest isn't everyone's thing. But fine, if you're not going to protest, what do you want to do so we can get on board with it? And they don't say anything to you. So the way I look at it is this. The board have got us into this mess, and now the fans are the ones keeping us in this mess.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't understand why the fans aren't prepared to take some kind of action, because you speak to any fan, leave it in, Enoch out, whatever, you're in, out, shake it about. Everyone says what the problems are. The players, investment, Hitchin, recruitment, everyone agrees what the problems are. But no one wants to take action. It's like we're a bunch of bitches all moaning. It's so frustrating. It's like we're such a weak fan base. Like we're too scared to take any kind of action. And I don't understand it.
Everybody wants to be part of the board. That's the only other explanation. You know, a lot of these other YouTubers, I honestly think, like, and I'm going to start saying I'm going to say some, I don't want to do it in David's channel because, you know, I don't want to get him in trouble. I was going to say some names. I was going to call some people out, but I don't want to do it in David's channel.
Say to me.
Just say it's your opinions. Just say they're your opinions.
Yeah, no, they are my opinions. They're not David's opinions, but in my opinion, I think people like Chris Collin, for example, you know, he always, you know, sometimes he'll talk about the problem, but you'll never once mention the board. You never, like, you know, he
paid £60 to go to a game that he complained about and moaning about what he got for the money. Yeah. Why'd you pay the money and go to the game?
About that. But he doesn't exactly, Stelios. He doesn't say who the problem is, who caused that. You know, he doesn't get like exactly the fans. Like, this is what I'm saying. Everybody needs to be on the same page, and that's including the YouTube channels.
Need to take action. We don't have to protest. I get why people might be scared of protesting. Fine, but then what do we do? Tell me what we do then, so we can get on board. Silence, absolute silence.
We're silent.
It's the small channels. It's the small channels like us. Irish Hotspur is probably the biggest of the small channels. And the only big one is Irish.
We Are Tottenham.
We Are Tottenham. They're the only ones.
Yeah. Oh, okay. To be fair, Expressions does say Enoch out, but he doesn't do anything.
Action.
He doesn't do.
Everyone says. Everyone moans and complains. Action.
Yeah. Don't buy from the store. You know, like, these are actions, right? Like, as a fan,
Marcelo, they all moan. Right, they all moan, and they've got the full brand new kit. They've got the tracksuit. They've got the zip top. Expressions have got the full gear. He's in the studio. He's got every different clothing item. I'm like, how are you moaning? You're feeding them. You're paying for their careers.
Stelios,
just quickly, Brian Ireland. I won't be going for too much longer, my man. I really won't be. I've been streaming since 2:30 today, so I won't be going much longer, man. I'll only be going for another 5-10 minutes. Sorry, Marcelo.
Irish Hotspur's a heavyweight, man.
As I was going to say, in my opinion, right, as like, you know, after this season, I used to be one of the, you know, a big supporter. I used to buy from, you know, the Spurs shop. You know, you see me. I have a ton of jerseys or shirts. Sorry, shirts. So I know you guys
get it right, Marcelo. Get it right, mate.
And get a jersey for your soccer team.
Shut up. You know, So after this season, after this horrendous, you know, after what happened to Jose, I made a plea, like, I made a promise to myself. I don't care what they sell, you know. I'm not buying anything from the Spurs shop. I'm not buying anything Levy associated. You know, anything they're sponsored, I'm not buying it. Well, it's good for me here because They're not sponsored by a lot of
sorry
stuff.
to interrupt, Marcelo. Irish, can you get up that comment at 12:46 a.m. from Ange Xavi that says, "Give us an example"? I want to come back to it if you don't mind.
Yeah, give me one.
Sorry,
I'll get it up now. Dark Sun G21. He says, "Out of the youths and loans, who do you want to see?" Just quickly, Dane Scarlett. I'd love to see him come up. Dennis Sorkin, maybe Harvey White. I think he has a bit about him as well. That's who I like.
Lavinia.
Yeah, Lavinia, Skip. Session. All of them. Dark Sun G1. We can't do any worse than what we've had this season. What's the name of the person you want to comment right out, man?
It was at 12:46 a.m. the post, and it said it was from Ange, and it said give
Tottenham.
examples of fan power. Yeah. Right, just want to quickly answer this. Sorry, Marcelo, I don't want to miss this.
Go ahead.
In the 80s, we protested and we got rid of the chairman, Irving Scholar. In the 90s, we protested, we got rid of the chairman, Sir Alan Sugar. There's two massive examples, and it was Spurs fans doing that.
Yep, Liverpool also protested. I forgot what year it was, but then they get rid of their chairman.
I'll tell you what Liverpool did. They built a new stand a couple of years ago, and they raised the ticket prices to £75. So all the Liverpool fans on the 75th minute got up, emptied the stand. It made the newspapers. Liverpool changed the ticket prices. That's another example.
Protest. Listen, fans have power. If you
excuses, comments like that. Listen, good comments like that. It's not a personal dig at the person who wrote the comment. But these are excuses. We're finding excuses to not take action. Chris Cowlin, Chris Cowlin's not a bad guy. He goes to every home and away game. He goes to Europe.
I just want to say I've actually met him. I just want to say he is a very nice guy. He's helped me out with my channel. I've been on his channel as well. He's just one of them guys that he just sits on the fence. He was the same with Mourinho.
That's the problem, Irish.
Yeah.
Like, listen, they're all these big channels are good people. They've got families, kids, wives, husbands. They're all good people. I don't have an issue. My point is, you can't have a channel, in my opinion, moan about everything, then get guests on who moan about it. You all then come up with the solutions, and none of you take action to try and force the solution. To me, it's like you're part of the problem now, not deliberately, but you're part of the problem because you don't want to fix it, and it's down to the fans to fix it. And we've given 3 examples of how the fans have fixed it.
All right, lads, I got to go to the gym. I'm over here. You guys have a good one.
Got to work out.
Thanks for popping in, Marcelo. Absolute gentleman, man. Honestly, the people were asking where you were. I was trying to tell them you were in work, but thank you so much for dropping in, man, and giving the people what they want.
No problem. Have a good one, David. It's been a hell of a season. It's been a while.
I want to say a massive thank you to you for everything you've done for my channel, all the streams you've come on, and everything you've contributed, man. You're an absolute legend, and hopefully we can keep it going next season as well. And on behalf of all the Spurs fans, thank you for keeping it real and saying as it is throughout the course of the season.
Come on, no, it's not. Thank you for having me. I love the ride, man. It's been a roller coaster. We went from making videos to whether we're going to win the league or not, to whether we're going to make top 4, to whether we're going to get Europa, to whether we're going to finish above Arsenal. It's been a hell of a ride. It's been the Spursiest season ever, but I couldn't have been, I couldn't have had a better person right next to me, man. It's been an awesome ride. Thank you, David. What a hell of a season.
And you do it all over again, wouldn't you, mate? That's the thing. Spurs fans.
I'm ready for next season.
We're going to do it again next season.
Yeah.
Get ready, Marcelo. Get ready, mate. It's going to be worse.
Absolute legend, man. You always have a home here at the Irish Hotspur. Look, we're going to keep going over the summer with frenemies and all, and we'll be back next season stronger as well. Thank you, my man.
Come on, you Spurs. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
Spurs. See you, Marcelo. Look, guys, we will be going for about another 5 to 10 minutes or so. So if you have any super chats you want to get in, any questions for the panel, put it in the super chat and we'll get the questions to the boys. And it's a great way to show your support as well for the channel. So where were we, lads?
Fan power.
I think we need to be careful as well. I think me and you both, we sat there in after the protest still, and we sat and we were sharing a pint, not sharing a pint, but having a pint. We looked at each other and we said, you know what, we've misread the room. We've underestimated how many people are not Enoch change. And I think that's probably still sits with me. That conversation we had.
How do we force the change then, Bob? It's still an element of action that needs to be taken.
But that's it. I don't think we can, mate. There's going to be some people who won't be able to change.
They're going to be the way they are. Is if we get relegated, and then they might go, "Oh, actually, we're actually really bad."
It's gonna. If the ESL, mate, if people weren't sure about Enoch and Levy, and the ESL didn't change their mind, then we're never going to change their mind, and that's something we're just going to have to accept. Some people are just going to be like that.
Bob, do you know what? For me, I'm going to wait now. I'm not going to back off what I'm doing, but I'm not going to go all out on it. I'll tell you what. I'm not saying back it off. Yeah. No. I'm just speaking personally. What I'm thinking of doing. I'm going to wait for when the stadium opens up and we go back in, and I'm going to gauge the crowd there, because I did see quite a few signs against Villa, booing, leaning out flags. There was a bit of a situation in the stadium where fans were like, do you know what? Nah.
Yeah.
If that builds, that could be the protest itself. So,
could be, yeah.
But I think what happens in the stadium will depend on what happens in the next 2-3 months with all the things we discussed tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. But like I say, there will be some people who, I'm not saying accept.
Our YouTube name is Tottenham away.
Yeah, I'm not saying we're just going to have to accept and not protest. I'm saying we're just going to have to accept that we'll never change their mind. We got protested like we've never protested before. We've got to carry it on. We still got to do the concerts. We still got to do the NFL games. But we're just going to have to accept that some people aren't just going to change their mind. They're sitting on the fence, and they'll always sit on the fence. And that's something we're not entitled to change, really. Still, they're entitled to their opinion.
Just a quick question for you guys: all them people that were booing in the stadium there last week or on Wednesday, how do we turn? Because they're the people that, pay the ticket money. And look, whatever you want to do, by all means, I get it. Some people, look, for me, I'm at the stage. People giving up their season tickets it's just going to go to the next person in line. So
they got the money.
It's crazy because you're just going to have to go back to the back of the queue. But how do we turn them people that were booing in the stadium into people outside protesting?
I think things have to get worse at the club. We literally have to. Harry Kane has to go. The best player gone. Heung-min Son then goes. Surprisingly, Heung-min Son goes in the summer as well. Then we end up 15th, and this is what the reason I protest is to avoid that. But it looks like we've got to get worse and worse for these fans to wake up. But I do think if there isn't major changes this summer, I think the protest will be taken into the stadium. Which is why I'm going to wait and see what happens this summer, and then what happens with the stadium opening up again. Because what I saw, and I know 2 people that went to the match, it was not a good vibe inside that stadium. The Aston Villa game, the last one at home. So let's see. I don't know. I think we've got to wait and see.
Yeah, when the game finished, everyone went home.
Nigel Gates with a super chat here, and I think you may have mistook something you said, Stelios. He says, Stelios, I live in Canada. He sent me an email, which he did, with thoughts about what Spurs can change, and I a great email. He says, it's not that I don't care. He just says, I'm not there.
I'm talking about the UK fans, Nigel.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what you can do. I'll tell you what you can do. Get all the Spurs fans in where you live and start making Levy out, Spurs out, and go to the Nike headquarters. Go to the sponsors, AIA headquarters. Start protesting outside the headquarters.
Cody.
Yeah, reach Cody Mack, Will Stewart, Brian Daigle.
Yeah. Big up Nigel Gates for the super chat. I really appreciate it.
And listen, big up for the support from the overseas. I'm actually finding we're getting more support from overseas fans to protest than we are from the UK fans.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%. But Bob, we'll get Danny's thoughts as well. Bob, how do we turn the people boost from inside the stadium to protest outside the stadium?
Oh wow!
I've no idea, mate. I mean, like I say, the ESL should have been a big wake-up call. There were a few boos inside the stadium. I think that was more performance-related rather than Enoch-related. The only thing I heard about against Enoch was a few people going, leave it out. That's about it. They booed, the game finished, and they all went home. They're entitled to that. But I find it very hard to believe that out of those 10,000 fans inside, there weren't anyone who was really big. I know they went to the game, and to be fair, paying £60 going to a game on that instance, I don't blame anyone, even as much as you are Enoch out. Danny, for example, he's Enoch out big time, but he went to the game because they've not been there for a while. You know, it's a chance to watch Spurs again. You're there to support the team. But
yeah,
I find it very hard that all 10,000.
Where's Danny? Is he here? Danny,
yeah.
you here?
No.
Danny.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
Danny,
yeah.
if you're Enoch out and you're Levy out, why are you paying £60 to go to the stadium?
I told you I didn't pay for it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
birthday
why.
present.
Okay, all right.
Right.
I forgot.
That's a cop out.
Yeah.
He did pay for it. Check his bank statements. Honestly, he paid for it. He's right. He told me.
Yeah, Greeks and accountants and money, man. Don't trust them.
That's it.
Brian Ireland's comment there was saying, tune into the two Brians that him and Brian Daigle are working on something movement in Canada. So make sure you tune into two Brians for that.
Definitely, 100%.
Danny, first of all, I agree with Stel. Why did you pay £60 to go to the game? And as well, how do we turn? You were there, but how do we turn the boos inside the stadium to protesters outside the stadium?
I agree with what Stel said. It has to get worse. It's not. I told you
So
when
bad.
I was inside the stadium, it only got worse. Only if a minority of the fans started booing, "Oh, Levy out, Enoch out," and then there was like one or two fans saying, there's one fan arguing with some of the Levy out people, saying, "Oh, support the club," and it's like there's like a split fan base even within the stadium.
But that's good.
So
because that creates toxic environment.
Yeah,
and that's not a positive place. And you know what? That's what starts causing the changes because people don't want that environment.
Well, I agree. I think it's only going to have to get worse for more people to realise it, unfortunately.
Yeah, 100%. Lads, anything else you just want to touch on before we end off the show?
Marks out of 10 for the whole season.
3.
Yeah, 3. I was going to say 3 as well.
Yeah, 3.
Steph?
3, yeah. Can't argue that. Spot on, 3, yeah.
Quickly, actually. Yeah, one more question. Why I asked this question, why the boys are giving their answers, feel free to get your super chats in on. And we'll start with Stella and work our way back. Tottenham Supporters Trust. Where do we stand with them at the minute?
All right, Irish, this is my opinion with them. I think when it comes to providing accessible, disabled access for fans, when it comes to providing safe travel abroad for our fans, when it comes to season ticket prices not being extortionate, when it comes to fighting the furloughing of staff during a pandemic, I think all these things, the Spurs Supporters Trust do a fantastic job. They should be complimented and we should be happy that they exist and do those things. However, I will never sign up and become a member and I will not pay to be part of the organisation because when we emailed them, contacted them with questions whenever they go and visit the board, why aren't you asking them about transfers? Can you please ask who's in control of the transfers? Can you please ask about investment? Anything to do with the football team, the Spurs Supporters Trust refused to do it because they say that the board will not entertain them and it will burn the bridges with the board. So then how can you trust them? Because they lied to you about the ESL. So, what are you doing? And also with the Spurs Supporters Trust, when you tag them into social media asking, look, why aren't you representing me as a fan who wants to know why the football side isn't being backed? They blocked so many fans on social media. For me, they don't represent the things that I really care about as a fan. So when it comes to like the administration, the safety and all that, brilliant. When it comes to the football team, they're a waste of space, in my opinion. People will have a debate about what I've just said. Yeah, they're great. No, still else you're wrong. I'm going by what I've seen and what I've experienced for more than just a couple of years, for a long time. So what if you're looking for a group that's got one movement? Look, Farage had one mission: exit the EU. Yeah. That was it. Nothing else. Trump had one mission: make me the president. That's it, right? I picked really negative people, which is probably a good thing. So if you look at Malcolm X, I want equality Hitler for black people. Yeah, right? So the Spurs Supporters Trust, they don't have one message, which is fix the football team. It's multiple things. So they don't represent what we need right now. So they're the wrong type of group to fight this corner, in my view. And they seem to be backtracking now on all the things they said they wanted the board to do, and I don't think they're the right people to help us Irish.
Yeah, no, I agree with everything you said there, Bob.
Yeah, I mean, I've always wanted consistency, and I like to think I've always been consistent with any of my views, be it Jose, be it the board, be it the players, be it Mason in. I've always liked to think I've been consistent. So I expect that, and for someone for me to have faith in them, they need to be consistent. I was so pumped up with their statement a couple of weeks ago after they replied yes, and I'm thinking finally they're representing the fans, this, that, whatever. Exactly. They came out with the really, but then their next statement was, well, we've had a discussion, we're going to discuss it, and after we discuss it, we'll let you know. Then we'll have a discussion, then we'll go away and discuss it and let you know how the discussions went. It was a load of shit. It was a load of crap, and it was just so limp. I lost all confidence in him. Unfortunately, I did have to cancel my membership with him. So no, where I stand with them right now, I've got no confidence in them. And unfortunately, next time they do come out with the statement where it does look like they're voicing my opinions and our opinions, and they got it spot on, I just won't look into it as deeply and as confidently as I did to the last one. I said 2 weeks ago, is the best, hands down, the best statement they ever, and I mean ever,
it was,
put out.
It was at the time.
And then a week later, they just poo-pooed all over it.
Yeah. No, 100%. And come here, Bob. Did you reach the target of 500 subs?
I was on 496 when I joined the stream now, mate. I don't know
Let's have a look, Bob.
Yeah.
Bobspur TV is currently at 498, 2 away.
Right, guys, we need 2 people to get over and subscribe to Bobspur TV. The link is in the description below. I started this mission last night. I think we got 30, 40 subs, so we're here to finish it tonight. So let's get him the 2 subs he needs to push him over 500 and end the season. Danny, why the people are doing that, I'll just read out this super chat and get your thoughts on the trust. Dark Sun G21 says, next season, I hope we win our first 3 games. Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be very nice, Dark Sun G. I think we all do, man. I think we all do.
Aim high. That's it.
It'd be interesting to see. But look, coming into next season, we'll all have renewed optimism. I certainly believe we can win the league again. So big up Dark Sun G, anyway. But Danny, what's your support on this Tottenham's trust? And keep an eye on Bobspur TV. Make sure he gets to 500 subs.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with Bob, to be honest. I just think that they came out with one of the best statements they've ever said, and then they just completely kind of backtracked on it, and that's probably because they had those probably chicken fajita wraps all given out from the Tottenham buffet in the board meeting rooms, and some halloumi steak, and lobster, some olives on the side. Yeah, a bit of lobster as well, some wine. So I think they just got the nice little perks. The good little pat on the back from Daniel Levy. Well done there. Well done, lads. And then they just come to some sort of agreement that they'll probably pay him off or do something, give him a free skywalk. Like you said, Dave, maybe give him a season ticket or 2 in one of the boxes or something like that. Oh, we'll get you some seats in the boxes. Come and have some food every game. So I just think it's just a load of rubbish, to be honest, if you ask me. And I don't think I can trust them, really. So they're not really a great supporters trust if you can't even trust them.
Trust the trust. Yeah, trust the trust.
That's my thoughts on it. I don't really care what they have to say, to be honest with you now.
Do you know what? You've hit the nail on the head. I just don't care what they say now.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. Look, for me, I just don't trust them. I think it's just paid opposition, really.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's fake opposition to put out there to be sticking up for the fans. Look, like Stelios said, they're all good for disability access to the stadium and all that sort of stuff. But when it comes to really, grabbing the bull by the horns and really having a pop at the board and realizing, stepping up for fans worldwide, even fans like Arthur, when the guy was crying in his video, sticking up for fans like that and putting it to the board and demanding better, they're just never, ever going to do it. So for me, they'll never, ever get any of my money, and they'll never, ever get my backing, to be honest with you. So that's where I stand on it. But look, lads, we are going to end it off there. We have still 200 people watching. Honestly, I don't know why you guys aren't in bed, for school or work or whatever it is you have to do for the week. But honestly, look, let's start with Stelios and work our way back around. Bob, check see if you've got 500 subs. But Stelios, you get a lot of praise when you're in my. Sorry, Bob.
I can't check. I'm sure one of the guys.
We'll get Danny to check. Stelios, you get a lot of praise in the comments, man, when you're on. Let everybody know where they can find you.
Yeah, you can find
504. 504.
Yes, we've done it. We've
Good
done it.
lads.
Come on.
Well, you got 6. Brilliant, man. Well done. Good stuff.
Cheers, mate. Cheers. Good lads.
You can find me at Tottenham Away with the two Brians and Shy. We've got a podcast tomorrow. We've got Cody Mack. He's our guest. The two Brians on Friday. We've got a new show starting up soon. I don't know when, but soon. Iggy and JP. They're going to be doing their... In fact, I think people are going to like that because JP's a season ticket holder and he knows a fair bit about Spurs. And Iggy's knowledge on football is right up there. So especially across Europe. So I think them two can have a good little show. So let's see. But yeah, you can find me on Tottenham Away, or you can find me on. I'm on Twitter quite a lot. Just go to Stelios Trateos. I'm the one that says clown mask. Idiot.
Stelios is the one that's blocked on every other channel.
That's it.
Yeah, he's the clown.
Yeah.
No.
I'm the one.
Look, I love Stelios. I love Stelios. To be honest with you, what I see with Stelios is he will go full throttle. Like, some of us, we think what Stelios says, but we kind of rein it in a little bit, where Stelios will just go for it. So you have to admire everything this guy does for the fan base. And honestly, Stelios, you don't come on enough to visit me and the Harris Army. You really don't, man.
I will. I just need now that the football season's ended and I've got a bit more time now. Do you know what? It's hard trying to grow your own channel and be on everyone else's, and I'm telling you, it becomes a job, and I've got a life. I've got a life away from Tottenham and YouTube.
Well, David's.
I don't think he liked what I had to say.
No, he doesn't like the hard truth from Stelios. That's what Stelios is about, everyone.
His stream keeps cracking in.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's freezing again on my phone. When it starts freezing,
David,
it's time
you
to end
need
the stream.
to get yourself a laptop ASAP, man.
No, I will. I have it all in place for next season. Don't worry about that. Because I have the Tottenham breakfast coming every Saturday morning from 11:30 to maybe 1 o'clock. That's going to be an absolute whopper of a show, and I have a lot more coming. Awesome. It's going to be whopper, so the equipment is on its way. Don't worry about that. Dark Sung G with the super chat. He said, trying to remember now because it's disappeared because I had to go out and come back in. But he said he wants Tottenham to win. He wants Tottenham to not drop points from winning positions next season. So big up, Dark Sun G. Really do appreciate that. Yeah, but still, honestly, you need to come and visit the Harris Army a lot more. I'd really like to get you on the channel a lot more, man.
Yeah, 100%.
No, brilliant. Everybody, get over and check out Tottenham Away as well.
Yeah, keep back in Irish Hotspur as well. Keep subscribing, liking, following, 100%. Retweeting, resharing. Get on his show if you haven't done it and you're a Spurs fan. Show your face.
We'll get to that figure.
I appreciate that. But honestly, everybody, you need to get over and check out Tottenham Away. I believe reached 600 subs today as well. So I think I've seen something there, didn't I? So everybody, get over and check out Tottenham Away. Honestly, the guys deserve it. They have a great show, and they're only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So make sure you get behind the Tottenham Away movement. Bobspur, where can everybody find you, my man?
Yeah, thank you again. Reaching the magical figure of 500. It's a big deal for me, guys. So it's on the phones, so it's a big deal for me. Bobspur TV. I've just done a stream looking at a review of the season. I'll probably be doing one final show, only a short one, with me just giving my final thoughts on the season. It won't be a big stream. I'll probably just do a live Q&A, and that's it for the season. I started my stream about 2 months ago. No, about halfway through the season, and I've loved every minute. To make great friends. It's all very well bringing out great content and getting great subs, but to get great friendships out of it as well. Never did I think that we'll be meeting up all together for a piss up in a final, and all of us here were able to meet up and quite a few of the other Spurs family. It's been absolutely great. Getting great friendships out of any sort of situation is great, and fortunately there's already some people here I consider very, very good friends, and that's invaluable. So to start off a stream, apprehensively, and to come out the other side, and a journey still ongoing, but to come out on the other side and make some great friends out of it as well is just such an added bonus. So
well said, man.
Bobspur TV. I say I'll still be doing shit.
No, 100%. And
So
look, Bob,
yeah, I'll still be doing diets. Yeah.
I want to say a massive thank you to you, Bob. For all the shows that you've appeared on for me. Whether it's been planned or whether you've appeared at short notice. I really do appreciate all the time you've given up to coming on for me and the Harris Army out there. And the fact that we can go from disagreeing to agreeing on a lot of things. It's been an amazing journey, and thanks for being a part, man.
All good, mate. Honoured.
No, I appreciate it. Everybody get over, check out bobspur TV. Puts out fantastic content there every week, and he's growing nicely now, and he's not going to stop. Danny, where can everyone find you, my man? You're becoming very popular.
Well, look, do you know what? Right, I'm not gonna speak about my up and coming channel today, because it is coming. But you'll see it, the Twitter handle is basically inthebox_TV. But what I want to say today is I want everyone here who, if they haven't, please go over to Bobspur TV, Tottenham away, and if you haven't subscribed to David, then you are crazy, because you need to subscribe to all of these 3 people's channels right now, because they are honestly some of the best guys out there, just absolute gentlemen of people, just unbelievable content they do. Just the nicest guys you'll meet, and they speak the truths, everything from the heart, everything is passion. And if you want more of that, you need to go over to their stuff, like their content as well, because it really does help all of them. And if you want more of it, the more you do this, the more it will help. So I just want to say that without this Spurs family, I think a lot of us would have had a completely different time in the lockdown. And we've all met some great people through the last sort of 4 or 5 months. And I know for me personally, it'd be completely different. And I can be found pretty much anywhere. I'm a bit of a slut at the moment. So yeah, you can find me. I'm a regular guest on the Irish Hotspurs channel. And I do go on Bobspur TV as well, and Tottenham away when I can. So just find me here, and you'll get some more news on my channel. Hopefully before next season. So look out. But yeah, tonight's about these lads here.
No, 100%. And look, Danny, again, I want to personally say thank you again. Whether it's been planned or whether you filled in, I appreciate all the time you've given up, man, to come on and help this channel grow. I really do appreciate all the input, and I really do appreciate you, Danny. So thank you for everything you've done for the channel over the course of the season as well, my man.
Mate, it's an absolute pleasure to be on here and to be a part of you guys and this channel. Honestly, it's more of a pleasure for me. So I appreciate that.
And I'm pretty sure I could speak for the whole Spurs family that when you do eventually start up your own channel, you need anything, mate. You've got 10, 12 channels behind you, backing you.
Well, I appreciate it a lot.
Needed whatever you want. It's not a problem. I'm sure I can speak for that for everyone.
100%.
I appreciate that a lot.
Honestly, 100%. Will Stewart here from thfc rants with the super chat says, I couldn't be a part of the piss up, so I pissed in a cup as well as Bob's tea. 100% Will. Brilliant. Absolutely love it.
Piss off.
I also want to everybody get over and check out Will Stewart thfc rants. Another guy, that has helped this channel so much with graphic designs and everything as super chats. Brilliant. And just again, whether it's been planned or filling in, another guy that's given up so much of his time for me. I really do appreciate it, Will, and thank you so much for everything you've done.
Before you go, right? Also, for people, if you want to see more of BJ, there might be a chance if you get over to Will's channel, because the cousin BJ might be there. So get over there, because he's a funny lad. He's a funny lad. He might be coming out of prison soon. Yeah, he might be coming out of prison soon, guys. So, yeah.
No, 100%. But look, guys, honestly, I'm going to end it off there. I want to say a massive thank you to you, the Harris Army, honestly, for everything you have done for me, for my channel, the way you've helped it grow, the way you've spread the word, and the way you've just supported me throughout. It's been an amazing growth within from the end of October to now. It's been absolutely insane. We've busted 2.5k subscribers. You guys have really, really helped me follow my dream. I've always said if I couldn't play for Tottenham, I wanted to do something involving Tottenham. And you guys really are pushing me on course to do my dream. I really appreciate it. It's been a tiring, long, hard season. So thank you for you guys following, sticking by me, sticking by all the content creators that come on my channel and all the guests that come on my channel. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate you following me around on everyone else's channel, constantly hashtagging Harris Army. You know, even channels I'm not on, you're doing it. You spread the word unbelievably. You know, and all my success today has been down to you guys. So please, you know, keep continuing to support the channel. And hopefully we'll all be back here next season, revitalized. But look, we have plenty of stuff coming up over the summer. Like I said, Frenemies is still coming. The Irish Hotspur feud with Jack and Nicky will keep coming out. I have a sponsor for the Euros, so I'll be doing a lot of stuff for the Euros.
Yeah, big up on that.
And whatever other stuff comes out. But honestly, I'm going to sign off a long day, a long season. You know, I've been the Irish Hotspur. Thank you to you, the Harris Army. Thank you to Danny the Bun. Thank you to Bobspur TV. Thank you to Stelios. And thank you for Will Stewart for coming on today. Look, it's been a long season, but we'll be back stronger next season. Come on, you Spurs. Enoch out. Don't forget the movement.
Enoch out. Come on.
Leave you out. Enoch out.